words don't rhyme when I'm away from you. I can't let go, and you know, oh, you know, it's all the things you do that make life worthwhile, like the way you talk and the way you smile. It's all the things you do keep me hanging on, and you know, don't you know, when I'm away from you, well, it hurts to say my sense is gone so far away. It happens time and time again.
Seniors, get over
And
there.
the circle never ends. When I'm away from you, well, the sun don't shine, the moon don't come, the words don't rhyme. When I'm away from you, I can't let go, and you know, oh, you know, it's all the things you do that make life worthwhile, like the way you talk and the way you smile. It's all the things you do keep me hanging on, and you know, don't you know, when I'm away from you, well, the sun don't shine, the moon don't come, the words don't.
Missouri Valley College football on KMMO, brought to you by Varnberg Implement in Higginsville, UPI Parks Hog Market, Missouri Valley College in Marshall, Gieselman Trucking in Corder, Jennings Premium Meats in New Franklin, Colligan Water and Conditioning in Sedalia, Charlie's Appliance Sales and Service of Marshall, Ritzball Ford and Chevrolet in Boonville, ConAgra Marshall, LaCrosse Lumber in Marshall, Healthcare Collaborative in Buckner, Carrollton, Concordia, and Waverly, Marshall Diesel, Red Cross Pharmacy in Marshall.
There's still another 3.5 minutes for this.
What's that?
There's still another 3.5 minutes for the open.
Yeah, just go ahead and play it all, and then we'll be ready to go, okay?
Okay.
Vinyl Siding in Sedalia, Shelter Insurance Agent, Terry Townsend in Marshall, and Troy Brockman in Concordia, Weber Seeds Incorporated of Marshall, Wood and Houston Bank, Fitzgibbon Hospital, both of Marshall, MFA Incorporated, Community Bank of Marshall, Blackburn, Malta Bend, Waverly, and Sweet Springs, Marshall Service Company in Marshall, Peak Sport and Spine of Fayette, Sweet Springs, Marshall, and Sedalia, Lime Cooler Insurance Services, Viking Athletic Goods of Marshall, Columbia Orthopedic Group, Davis Lawn Equipment in Marshall, WK Chevrolet in Sedalia, Central Missouri Agri-Service, Yeager Cycle of Sedalia, Elmer Hare Ford Sales in Marshall, AccuQuest Hearing Centers in Marshall and Sedalia, Heinzler Brothers in Marshall, Richardson's Detailing and Mobile Service of Marshall, Geyer Chemical and Geyer Gas in Houstonia.
One more first down or one more defensive stop. That's what the Missouri Valley College Vikings needed last Saturday to pull off an upset over the second-ranked Baker Wildcats. Leading 28-24 with just under 2 minutes remaining, the Vikings had to punt, and the Wildcats were able to drive down the field and score in the final minute to knock off the Vikings 31-28 in Baldwin City, Kansas. Trailing 10-0 in the first quarter, Valley got their first score of the day on a pass from a wide receiver.
Two wide receivers left. It's going to run a little reverse to Khalil. He throws it into the end zone. It is caught by Bridges. Touchdown! They snapped it to Kenny Sanford, and then on the reverse gave it to Khalil Smith, who threw it to Jake Bridges in the end zone. Vikings score.
The Baker lead grew to 28-7 before Jake Bridges scored on a 1-yard run with just 22 seconds left in the half to close that gap to 24-14. Then on their first possession of the second half, the Vikings got a little closer.
Jake fakes it, now throws over the middle, and he's got Joe Young, the tight end, for the touchdown. That may be the first catch of the year for Big Joe Young. He's been injured some. He came in, caught it at the 5, and got into the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings were back within 4.
The Viking defense stopped the high-powered Baker attack time after time in the second half. And Valley took their first lead of the game with just over 6 minutes remaining on this pass from Bridges to Siobhan Richardson.
Working out of the pistol with Sanford behind him. They want to throw it. Throws the fade pattern into the end zone. It is caught! Touchdown!
The Wildcats then came back, and on a 1-yard run by Cornell Brown with just 46 seconds to left, capped a 63-yard drive to remain undefeated and clinch a tie for the Heart of America South Division. Today, the Vikings wrap up the regular season as they host the Mid-America Nazarene Pioneers. The Pioneers are now 6-4 after they exploded for 42 first-half points in a 49-27 win last Saturday against Central Methodist. Mid-America is led by running back Javon Taylor. He needs exactly 100 yards to get to 4,000 for his career. The Vikings, a win means a possible trip to the NAIA playoffs. Mid-America Nazarene at Missouri Valley. And our coverage starts right now.
And a pleasant good afternoon, and it is a beautiful afternoon in November. We're in Marshall, Missouri Valley College campus, Volney Ashford Stadium, and on Greg Mitchell Field in just a few moments, the Vikings will wrap up the regular season. I'm Ken Quiava, Joe all alongside it. Joe, big game, obviously, Vikings win. There's a chance, a good chance to get into the playoffs.
Well, Ken, the playoffs really start today.
Yep.
It's do or die, and not assured of a playoff spot like you just said if we do win, but I've got to think the chances are pretty good, and I think there's no doubt this team deserves to be in the playoffs. But this is a good Mid-America team, so this will be a very tough test here at home today.
And they like to run the football, so we'll see how the Vikings can handle that. And as I mentioned in the pregame, we're going to be watching Javon Taylor, number 5. He needs 100 yards total to get 4,000 for his career. Remember a runner by the name of Greg Gates at Mid-America Nazarene? Well, he's surpassed him now, so that's how good this Taylor kid is.
Well, and Taylor and Kenny Sanford, they've both been right near the top of the Heart of America rushing leadership all year long. So, you know, maybe Kenny can have a big game and Taylor won't today. That'd be a good sign.
All right, we're going to talk it over with their head coach, Brian Wilmer. Brian in his 3rd year. So let's step aside for a 1-minute break. When we come back, we're going to talk about this Pioneer program. Brian Wilmer will join us in 1 minute, Viking Sports Network.
Hello, this is Dr. Barbara Burns with AccuQuest Hearing Centers, encouraging you to schedule a free, no-obligation hearing evaluation today. Too often I see people putting off hearing evaluations for a variety of reasons. Maybe it's because you have a set of hearing aids sitting in a drawer that didn't work for you.
Sure, this is right now with Brian Wilmer. He is the head.
Maybe it's because you think people will think less of you. Whatever the reason, let AccuQuest help. We don't just sell hearing aids, we sell satisfaction. Like a 30-day trial period, up to 3 years, full-service warranty, including loss and damage, free in-office repairs, cleanings, and adjustments for the life of the hearing aids, and a free annual diagnostic evaluation. We also offer no interest payment plans, and our hearing aids can be so small they virtually go unnoticed. There simply is no good reason not to let AccuQuest help. You'll recover the life you're missing along with your hearing. Call AccuQuest Hearing Centers in Marshall and Sedalia at 831-5048 or 826-0180.
On the Viking pregame show, visiting right now with Brian Wilmer. He is the head coach of the Pioneers of Mid-America Nazarene. And Coach, as we end the regular season today, your club comes in 6-4, and I'm going to tell everyone listening today and will watch this football game, boy, the way you're playing lately, a lot better than a 6-4 team. You've got to be happy with the progress you've seen in your team this year, Brian.
I am. I feel we've made some adjustments. We had just a little skid there where we lost a couple games. The young men have responded well offensively. We've been able to just kind of open things up even a little bit more and put some points more on the board. And defensively, we've been able to get some more turnovers. So pleased with that and playing pretty solid special teams and obviously excited for end of the year against a rival, obviously against a ranked opponent that's played some good football, and it's going to be a fun one.
49-27, your win last week over CMU. A lot of those points in the first half. As you said, in the first half, your offense has really been rolling.
Yeah, we put up 42 in the first half. I'm just pleased with what offensive coordinator Coach Pielsik's been doing. We always want to be able to have a balanced attack. We want to be able to run the ball well, and we also want to be able to throw the ball. It was fun for us, and just seeing Javon have two back-to-back 200-plus yard games. Actually, 211 yards in 2 games in a row. So I don't know what the odds of that are, but it was kind of fun to see, and just proud of these guys and proud of the senior class.
Well, he is a talented young man. We're talking about Javon Taylor, 211 yards, you said, the last couple of weeks. And I believe about 100 yards shy of 4,000 for his career now. That's quite an accomplishment.
It is, and he became the all-time leading rusher for us, and he is exactly 100 yards short. So he has 3,900 yards and of having that 4,000-yard total yards.
Coach, how about your defense? Tell me a little bit about your defensive play.
Yeah, I feel like the last couple of weeks we've pieced some things together personnel-wise, and got some good play out of the linebackers. Dominic Sloan and Ryan Huerta have done a really good job up front. Jerron Reed, he plays interior nose for us, has been playing good ball. So there's been good growth. We've just been talking about the continued importance of just getting turnovers and being a defense that creates those, and we've been able to do that the last couple of weeks, and that's a big deal. And so we're growing. We're young. We've been young in the back half, and excited for just how these guys kind of keep this thing going forward.
So there you have Brian Wilmer. He's the head coach of these Pioneers of Mid-American Nazarene in his third year, and in the last 2 years, he and his team have defeated the Vikings, including a win to end the regular season for both teams last year in Olathe. I talked to a couple of the defensive backs on the Viking ball club, and we'll have that interview when we continue on our pregame show in 1 minute on the Viking Sports Network.
Shift into savings at your local Kubota dealer. Right now, you can get the Subcompact BX, the Compact B or L Series, or the bigger MX Special Utility Tractor with a low down payment, 0% APR for 84 months, and a full 6-year limited powertrain warranty. See your participating Kubota dealer by December 31st. Now for December 31st, 2016, call toll-free 1-800-794-4992 for details about costs and terms. For complete warranty details, see Kubota.com or your authorized Kubota dealer. See Marshall Service Company, 1714 West Commerce in Marshall.
On the lot with Matt Hare at Omaha Ford. Matt, why should I come here for my next vehicle?
Pete, because right now we've got the greatest service department, the greatest showroom in Saline County. Not only that, folks, we did it all for you. Get in here, see my new service department, see the new showroom, see the new 2017 Super Duty. Let us help you with your holiday meal. Ask us about all of this, and we'll show you what we can do for you. See me, Matt Hare, Greg Anderson, Dwayne Lewis, or Ryan Woodson, or visit us at ElmerHareFord.com.
On the Viking pregame show, I want to visit with the two guys that have the most interceptions for the Vikings. And Justin, let's start with you. You have 5 and come all the way from California, San Francisco here, right? How'd you get to Valley?
A good friend of mine named Travis Middleton, he played here last season, and he's from my hometown. So me and him got connected together, and he said, "You trying to finish your last season at Missouri Valley?" And I took it on and said, "Yes, sir."
Now, I don't think you started the first game or two, but you've been in there most of the season in that defensive backfield, haven't you?
Yes, sir. In our packages, I'm more of a cover safety, so when we play run-heavy teams, I'm not likely to play, but when we play a lot of pass offensive teams, then we go ahead and do our little packages that we got set for us.
Nate Desimone. Nate, you have 4 interceptions. You're a veteran back there. You were back there last year as well.
Yes, sir, I was. Yes, sir.
Tell me how you got to Valley a couple years ago.
Coach Rowe actually came to my high school, Francis Howell, and he recruited me from there.
And you're, as I said, you're kind of one of the leaders back there, right? And you take that role on pretty seriously, don't you?
Yes, I do. I'm one of the oldest of the DBs, and I've been here for a minute now with Coach Rowe, and me and him really connect on some levels. So I try to be the leader for the guys out there and try to be the role model.
I'm going to ask you both about your interceptions. You have 5 of these things. Looking for more, I'm sure, today. A little contest between you two?
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Every day when we go to practice, we always try to compete with each other. And come game time, it's if I get one, he has to get one. So we try to pump each other up and try to keep that going for our defensive back group.
When I asked Justin that question, you just stood there and you kind of sat here and smiled.
Yeah, actually, our first couple of interceptions, it's every home game we've got interceptions back to back. So, yeah, it's kind of our little thing. Every home game, we kind of hopefully get interceptions. So this you should get a show today, too.
So there you go. You have Justin Gallegos and Nate Desimone, 5 and 4 interceptions for the two safeties on the Viking team, and good to talk to them about the little challenge that they have in practice. Again, we're just about 7 to 15 minutes away from the start of the final regular season game, and right now it is also senior day, so let's turn things over to the public address announcer, Charlie Guthrie, as he announces the seniors on this Viking team.
I don't think she practiced very
well. As the seniors start to come out onto the field, a lot of their parents are here with Coach Paul Troth, and always a good good ceremony when we honor the seniors who've meant so much to this football program. So again, Charlie Guthrie, the PA announcer for Missouri Valley College, as the rest of the teammates come out and they're lining up all of their the parents in the south end zone for senior day. Going to be a busy day as well. We're also going to have soccer tonight as the men's soccer team in the championship game of the Heart of America Conference. That really was not expected. Not the fact the Vikings won, but on the other side, Grandview had to pull off a couple of upsets too. So that puts Joe all. Joe, you're doing basketball tonight, and I'll be doing soccer, so we're going to be busy.
Yeah, a couple of games with Culver Stockton on the basketball side, first conference games for the Vikings. So let's see if we can get a 4-game sweep today. Let's win this afternoon, get your soccer game tonight, and win a basketball doubleheader. It would be a good day to be a Viking.
All right, let's turn things over to Charlie Guthrie.
Athletic Conference Championships and 2 appearances in the NAIA Football Championship Series. Finished with a conference and divisional record of 22-5 with an overall record of 32-13. To introduce our first senior linebacker, Ricky Williams. Ricky is a business sports management major from Florida City, Florida. He is the son of Ricardo Williams and Tulsa Jackson. He is being escorted by Mike and Cindy Hyman. Next is wide receiver Jacoby Bellard. Jacoby is an exercise science major from Beaumont, Texas. He is the son of Carrie Bellard, Sr., and Cynthia Bellard. He has been escorted by his mother and niece, Kaylee Bellard. Our next senior is linebacker Stephen Thayer. Stephen is a criminal justice major from Manteca, California. He is the son of Darren and Tina Thayer. Next to be recognized is defensive back Jonathan Battle. Jonathan is an exercise science major from Bartow, Florida. He is the son of Willie Battle and Dietrell Robinson. He has been escorted by Marvis, Bernice, and Nyla Battle. Next is wide receiver Siobhan Richardson. He is a business sports management major from St. Louis. He is the son of Eugene Richardson and Mary Smith. He is being escorted by his brother and friends. Our next senior is linebacker Cedric O'Hara. Cedric is a criminal justice major from Pierce City, Missouri. He is being escorted by his parents, Kenny and Tracy O'Hara. Next is defensive back Stephen Seals. Stefan is a business major management from St. Louis, Missouri. He is the son of Stephen Seals and Tanya Blanche. He is being escorted by his father. Next to be recognized is linebacker Angel Ramos. Angel is an exercise science major from Wesley Chapel, Florida. He is being escorted by his parents, Jose and Debbie Ramos. Our next senior is defensive back Justin Gallegos. Justin is a business major management from Fresno, California. He is being escorted by his parents, Jimmy Boy Gallegos and Dawn Dana. Next is fullback Cody Hendricks. Cody is an exercise science major from Hollister, California. He's being escorted by his parents, David and Yvonne Hendricks, and girlfriend, Haley Price. Next to be recognized is offensive lineman Akinola Osota. Akinola is a public administration major originally from Nigeria, but resides in Powder Springs, Georgia. He is the son of Obafemi Osoda and Sadie Osoda. He is being escorted by his mother. Next is offensive lineman Ben Wilson. Ben is an accounting major from Holly Pond, Alabama. He is being escorted by his parents, Ty, and Robin Wilson. Our next senior is tight end Joseph Young. Joe is an exercise major from Corona, California. He is the son of Joseph Young and Janice Zorns. He's being escorted by his mother. Our final football senior is defensive lineman Riley Fagley. Riley is a business administration major from Dislodge, Missouri. He is being escorted by his parents, Steve and Kim Fagley. Also, the athletic training staff has one senior to recognize. Katura Sales is an exercise science major from Black Hawk, Colorado. She is the daughter of Brooke Ramsey.
Going to row right after this. All right, so there you have the 2016 senior class. Thank you, Charlie Guthrie, for giving us that information. Let's get back to our pregame show. And I had a chance to visit over with Monty Rowe. Monty, of course, the defensive coordinator and associate head coach for the Vikings. And we talked about this this running offense of the Pioneers.
Well, before this final regular season game of the year, Monty Rowe joins us. And, Coach, it seems like just a few weeks ago we were doing this in week one. Here we are, the final game of the regular season. It's been a good one so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a real exciting season, and we're happy to be in the position we're in right now.
Let's talk about last week's game if just for a moment. I'll tell you what, I thought your defense, for the most part, really played a good game. That was a heck of a football game.
It was. Got to give Baker a lot of credit. They have a very explosive offense. We knew it was going to be one of those type of games where we were going to just try to kind of contain them because they are so explosive. They have so much speed on offense. And I think our kids did a good job. We played really hard. We just, we didn't finish, and hopefully we're going to do that this weekend.
You take on Mid-America, a different look. They like to run the ball, right?
Yeah, totally the opposite. A lot more smash mouth football. A lot of tight ends. They'll be in sets where they have 3 tight ends on the field. Just a lot of big bodies pushing people around, trying to open holes for their fast tailback.
Javon Taylor has well over 1,000 yards. In fact, he gets 100 yards. He's 100 yards away from 4,000 for his career, so maybe that's a little incentive for you guys.
Yeah, I would. There'd be nothing better to me for our seniors on defense than to kind of turn his water off and hold him under 100 yards. He got after us last year, the last game of the season. He ran all over us. I think we have a better plan for him this year, and I think hopefully we're going to kind of get him contained too, but he's awfully good. He's a really good tailback.
All right, so there you had some comments from Monty Rowe. His defense will be up to the task today, we hope, to stop a very fine running attack. Well, we need to talk it over with the head coach, Paul Troth. A win today, and the Vikings have a real good chance to make the NAIA playoffs. We'll talk it over with Coach Troth. 1 minute, Viking Sports Network.
Everyone's seen a Toro Zero turning radius mower tied down on a Lawn Pros trailer. It's no wonder. Lawn Pros count on Toro to cut more lawns in less time and leave them looking great. Get your own Toro Time Cutter Z and you can do the same. It can easily maneuver around bird baths, flower beds, and trees so you finish in half the time. Visit Davis Lawn Equipment at 317 North Jefferson and Marshall to experience the Toro Time Cutter Z for yourself and ask about special financing options. Toro, count on it. From 2008 to 2012 survey results for Toro residential Bureau motors supported by owners.
Whirlpool equals quality, and Charlie's Appliance Sales and Service in Marshall is your one-stop Whirlpool headquarters. Need a refrigerator? At Charlie's Appliance Sales and Service, you'll find unbeatable prices on top and bottom mount freezers with or without ice makers and water. Plenty of side-by-sides to choose from and even French door-style refrigerators. A variety of colors are available, including sleek stainless steel. Deliveries available, as is financing with approved credit. Charlie's Sales and Service at 450 West Boyd in Marshall, your Whirlpool headquarters.
Paul Troth joins us before this ball game, and Coach, let's go back to last week. Man, what a ball game! Needed another first down or another stop, but it was a heck of a game between two powerhouses.
Yeah, Baker obviously is good, and we knew that going in, and our kids played extremely hard. And, on the backside of it, it's frustrating losing those games because we had a chance to put the game away, and we just didn't quite get it done. And part of that's a credit to them, but, our kids played hard start to finish, and the old proverbial close but no cigar.
How did the kids handle that when you went back to practice this week?
I think, there was some frustration after the game. As far, obviously you're always down after a loss, especially a big one like that. And but our kids, we rebounded. We had a good week of practice, and our guys, we talked, Sunday night at our team meeting about, where we're at, what it's going to take, and what the possibilities are. So everyone, understands the situation we're in, and we got up for a big game last week, and I told them this is every bit as big, if not bigger. We got to make sure we come out and play, and having back-to-back big games is worrisome as a coach. But our kids understand the situation. I think we'll be ready.
Now, this Mid-America Nazarene Ball Club, last few weeks, no one's really talked about them. They lost a couple games early, and they've kind of been under the radar, but they're playing some good football.
Yeah, exactly. They had a couple of close losses early on to some good football teams, games that could have gone either way. You look at the stats, you could make the argument that they won the stats but lost the game. So, very dangerous football team. Traditionally it's been a great rivalry with Missouri Valley and Mid-America. So, we know it's going to be an extremely tough game, and they win a couple more games, and they're ranked also, and we're playing another ranked team. So they're right there at that caliber, and it's going to be a challenge.
Well, they're coming in. I talked to their coach. They're coming in. They know they could get second place in the South Division with a win today, so they've got a lot to play for as well. What do they do defensively?
Well, they come after you. They're a little bit different than most of the other teams. The front they run, and they bring their backers up in tight to the line. They play a lot of man-to-man coverage, mixing in some zone. Where a lot of teams are zone teams that will disguise and get into man a little bit. These guys are a man team that will disguise and get into zone sometimes. So they mix it up on you pretty good, and they're real good at disguising coverages, and so that's concerning as far as our quarterbacks and receivers. We gotta make sure we're seeing things correctly and reacting accordingly. So they're very good on both sides of the ball, and we're going to have to make sure, turnovers again. And any time you play a good football team, turnovers are huge. So we got to win that battle today.
And Coach, I know your offense has been playing pretty well the last few weeks.
We have. We've gone stretches where I thought we've executed really, really well. We've had a few stretches where maybe we could have done a little bit better, but overall, I think we've gotten better as the season's gone on, which was what we'd hoped for with as young as we are and starting 4 freshmen. So, anyway, it should be another fun game. And, again, we get to play at home. We got a great day, and should be a lot of fun.
All right, so there you have the coaches and the players, and there's not a whole lot more to talk about right now. We're about ready to play some football. There are a couple of the scores. Baker, they're going to win the South Conference 25-3. They're up at Evangel, start of the fourth quarter. Graceland over Culver, 3-0, start of the second. Avila beating CMU 17-6. Avila looking for their first win of the year. Grandview over William Penn. One of those teams is going to win the North and go to the playoffs. They're 16-14. Grandview over William Penn. And Benedictine over Peru, 20-7. We're going to be watching some other scores as well. That Carroll Eastern Oregon score is a very important score. Joe, what happened with that coin flip out
Mid-America, I think they won the toss. They decided to receive. I know they're getting the ball one way or the other. And Ken, here are 5 things we'd like to see today. If Stephen Thayer can get 8 tackles, that would put him over 100 for the year. If Dorian Stenard can get 27 receiving yards, puts him over 700. Jacoby Bellard, 11 yards, puts him over 600. If Kenny Sanford can rush for at least 7 yards, that puts him over 1,000. And here's one thing we love to see. If Jake Bridges can pass for 356 yards, that would put him over 2,500.
We would love to see that today. Bridges has had quite a freshman year. And, Joe, we talked when we started our pregame show on KMMO Marshall, also on Movell.edu. This team has played too well this year. You don't want to stumble, lose your last 2, and be out of the playoffs. Let's win this game, and then let's see if we can't get in.
Well, if the last 2 games, Ken, are any indication, I think this team is peaking at the right time. They played a very good game 2 weeks ago in that 51-3 win over Evangel right here, and really a real heartbreaker last week. Played an excellent game out at Baldwin City against Baker. I thought Valley controlled the last 3 quarters of that game, really could have won that one. So they played 2 very good games back-to-back. Let's see if we can put a third one together here.
The Vikings in all purple today for Senior Day with the orange helmet The Pioneers in their dark blue pants, the silver helmets. Their colors, primary colors, red, white, and blue. The Vikings, purple and orange. Back deep, a couple of speedsters, Dalton Enlow and Javon Taylor. We'll call that name a lot today, number 5. As Johnson will tee it up, and we're ready to go. Austin Johnson. It seemed like just a few short weeks ago, we were in Oskaloosa, Iowa for a 8-7 win, and here we are on a beautiful day in November. A busy sports day on the MVC campus, and it gets underway with this kick by Johnson. And this is going to send Enlow back to the 3-yard line, right side, up to the 10. He finds a small seam, wrapped up and thrown down by Seals at the 27-yard line. Stephon Seals with a tackle, and that's where this very good running attack of the Pioneers will take over their own 27.
That looked like a wrestling move right there. Stephon Seals grabbed him up around the letters and just took him to the dirt. But nice tackle by Stephon. Looks like Mid-America will set up 1st and 10 at their own 27 as we're underway. Big game for the Vikings today.
Trey Cooper is the quarterback. Javon Taylor, 16 rushing touchdowns, 1,257 yards on the season. He's 100 shy for 4,000 for his career.
Be nice to hold him under 100.
Wouldn't it be nice today? First down at the 27-yard line. This is a big offensive line. They'll run with 2 tights, and on the first play, they sweep it to Taylor, and he's hit for very little gain, if anything, on the play, and that's Elliott Suter on the tackle.
Elliott, one of those very active linebackers in that Viking defense. He came right up the middle, came to that left side and wrapped Taylor up. A gain of about 2 on the play, so let's call it 2nd down and 8. And good to see Elliott pursue like that right off the bat.
Taylor, again, averages 125 yards a game. And they are big. Kyle Wade, Dallas Newland up front. Carlos Loaiza is the guard, and Jorge Lamar is the other tackle. On 2nd down, they hand it off, and again, nothing there.
Mr. Thayer was the first one to get there.
So it's 3rd down and about 6 or 7 here.
Steven got him down around the ankle. Steven came off that end position and got there and wrapped him up. So
now the Vikes go to more of their base defense. They're going to play 4-man front quite a bit against this running attack. And you saw there, if you're watching today, they brought in a couple of defensive backs. So it's 3rd down and about 6. Let's see, Cooper's 144 out of 240, 19 touchdowns, 9 INTs. And he's going to throw his first pass of the day, swings it, and it is caught, but well shy of the 1st down. They just threw a little pass out to the flat, and the Vikings there, a 3 and out, and the Vikings will get the football.
Jacob King, the other linebacker there to make the hits. You got Suter, Thayer, and King, all 3 who've played that linebacking position in on those tackles. And Ken, this defense looked very good in that series.
Very good, very rushing to the ball. And so it is going to be a punting situation, it appears.
Yeah, it's be 3rd. Looks
oh,
like
wait,
3rd.
there was a penalty.
Oh, I didn't see
Must
that.
have been an encroachment on the Vikings.
Okay, that makes it
offside
3rd.
on Ricky Williams, so it's 3rd and 2.
Yeah, that's a big play right there. Big penalty.
Big play on Ricky Williams, the linebacker. On that edge, he stuck that nose across that line of scrimmage. So it's 3rd down and 2. Vikings almost offside again. Now they hand it off, and here is a 1st down as Taylor, a shoestring tackle at the 46-yard line, or he would have been off to the races. So the penalty really hurts, and it's 1st down at the 46 for the Pioneers. They keep the drive alive.
Nice job by the Mid-America offensive line that time. Taylor hit that hole quickly. Steve Thayer there to make a tackle, and we're on 100 watch for him. That's his 90. That is his 94th tackle of the year, and he might have saved a touchdown right there.
He may have. 1st down at the 46. Vikings have to go back to work. A big 5-yard penalty. How big will it be on this drive? On 1st down, they'll hand it off again. The Vikes are there. Very short gain out to the 48 as they ran a man in motion and handed it off. And again, it's Taylor. They will put him in the slot, bring him back, whatever they can to get him some yards. And it's going to be 2nd down and about 8, a gain of 2.
That time, Nate Desimone. Nate is a junior defensive back out of St. Charles, was there to make that stop. So, yeah, 2nd down. Let's call it 2nd and 7.
Ball at the 48-yard line of the Pioneers. 2 tight ends, and they move them both over to the left side. They hand it off, and that's the way they want to run. Nice hole, 1st down. That's Drake Toffe. Toffe out of San Francisco, and he gets the 1st down.
one of the Pioneers shaken up. But Ken, you're right. They've got a lot of beef up front.
Yes,
They've
they
got
do.
a good-looking offensive line. The first 3 plays, the Viking defense pretty well shut them down, but last few plays have been pretty productive as that line's opened some nice holes.
Well, you talk about their line up front. Wade is 275, Newland 269. Loiza's 280. Lerma is 278. That's a big line. And,
Well, and I think they won the toss, and I believe I know they received. I think they chose to receive, though, and that means they have a lot of confidence in that offense.
well, the Vikes had a 3 and out, but a penalty. So it's first down at the Valley 44-yard line. We're in the early first quarter, no score. We've played about 3 minutes. Better watch that pass after pounded on the ground. As I say that, Cooper back, throws, it's caught inside the 30 all the way down to the 25-yard line. Dylan Myers makes the catch. The Vikings thinking run, and this is a very impressive drive. And again, we'll point it out again, it should have been 3 and out, but an offside penalty. And now it's first down at the 21-yard line.
Trey Cooper, a lot of time to throw that time. Desimone there to make the stop, but nice route, good throw, and Mid-America just outside the 20-yard line. 11:34 to go in the first quarter. No score, but the Pioneers driving.
First down, Cooper under center. And we'll hand it off. They try to get to the outside. The Vikings are there, and they string that play out for no gain whatsoever. Tofi on the carry gets to the 20. They might give him a yard.
Steve Thayer out there, and along with Antoine Palmer to make that stop for the Vikings. So good job by the Vikes that time. Got to really stiffen right here because it looks like MidAm probably in field goal range, I would think, right now.
Yeah, Christian Casillas, his longest 48, so certainly has the distance, but it's second down and 10 from the 21-yard line. They hand it off, nothing there. Taylor hit, backed up, tried it again, and gets to the 20. It'll be 3rd and 9. There was nothing there, so Javon backed up, gave it another run, and I think he ran into Kilgore. He's not going to move. It's 3rd and 9.
Now Justin Aguilar comes back in along with Miles Campbell. Last week we had trouble shuffling those defensive guys in and out. Baker got to the line of scrimmage so quickly we didn't have much time, but Monty Rowe likes to keep fresh defensive people on the field.
3rd down and 9 from the just outside the 20-yard line. Cooper back to throw, all kinds of time, bouncing around. He's going to throw it away. And that is a coverage sack because he had a good 7 or 8 seconds to throw the football and nobody opened downfield. So a field goal attempt coming up here.
I tell you, I say it again, that Mid-America offensive line has impressed me. They gave him, as you said, all kinds of time that time. And the Vikes had him covered. It looks like the Vikes in man-to-man coverage, and they were on the Mid-America receivers like blankets. So good job by the D-backs that time.
From the left hash mark, this will be a 37-yard attempt for Christian Casillas. Holding is Dalton Inlow. Ball down, kick is on the way. It's low, and it got through. No, he missed it to the right. He had the distance on that low line drive kick, but missed it to the right. Good break for the Vikings there, Joe.
Well, we've seen this many times this year. The Viking defense bent, but they didn't break that time. They allowed the Pioneers to march quite a ways down the field, but when it got down to crunch time, that defense stiffened, made some plays, and Vikes get the ball for the first time. So that's a big stop right there.
Vikings had it 3 and out, and then after the penalty, but they take over after the missed field goal by Casillas. He's now 11 out of 16 on the year. And Valley will take over from their own 20-yard line. And on the first play, they go trips to the left side. Jake Bridges is the quarterback, and he looks that way, rushes on, throws, completes it. A short gain to Jacoby Bellard. Bellard makes the catch at the 24, and that's a gain of about 4 yards. So we'll call it second down and 6.
Yeah, if you can pick up 4 yards on first down, that's a good play. Bellard just a little bit of a crossing pattern that time, and Jake put it right in there. So second down and 6, 9:41 to play in the first quarter. No score, Mid-America and Missouri Valley.
Kenny Sanford is the running back, number 10, out of Hilliard, Ohio. He has 993 yards on the season. So he'd like to get to that 1,000-yard mark. Here's another throw this sideline. This is caught by Big Joe Young. Young rambles up the left sideline for a first down across the 40 to the 42. First down.
Joe
Young.
caught that touchdown pass out of Baker last week, and that time the defensive back, Wesley Williams, fell down. When he fell down, that opened up some space for Big Joe. Williams did recover to make the stop, but that's a first down for the Vikes out at their own 44-yard line.
Joe Young been injured some this year out of Rancho Cucamonga, California. First down for the Vikings at their own 44-yard line. Now they send two wide receivers off to the right side. No score. We're in the first quarter. Bridges, they'll hand it off to Sanford. Kenny cuts back against the grain, gets to the 49, falls forward to midfield. Joey went left, nothing there. He stopped on a dime, went back to his right, picks up about 7.
Well, Kenny did a good job reading his blocking that time. He let the hole develop, and like you said, made a nice cut. Kenny Watson, the senior linebacker out of Kansas City, made the stop, but that's a gain, looks like, of about 6 on the play. So it'll be second down and 4.
Onasai Satoa on that offensive line. Troy Jones is the center. Jay Atherton, he's been a mainstay there at left tackle. On second down and 4 from midfield. Here comes the rush. Bridges rolls to his right, all kinds of time, but he throws it deep. Henry makes the catch, steps out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Jake could have probably run for the first down, but he saw Henry, and Henry made the catch, made sure the feet were in bounds, and then stepped out at the 21, first down.
Ken, a good sign to start the game. Jake Bridges, 3 out of 3 in passing.
Now the Vikes got to get on the board here. Take an early lead against this Pioneer Ball Club. It's first down at the 20. A 21-yard line is where they're going to mark it. Out of the pistol set. Bridges standing at his own 25-yard line. Marking out the signal. Now he didn't like something. We'll have to use a timeout. And that's been something that's kind of plagued the Vikings, is using their timeouts early in half, but he's not sure. And it's a big ball game. Get it right. 7:47 to go. First quarter. No score. Vikings driving. Back in a minute. Viking Sports Network.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're for home sweet home. We're for condos, tutors, single wides, and studios. We're for ranches, houseboats, 2 stories or 20. Red cedar, bluebirds, white squirrels, black walnuts, whatever's out your back door, we're for that. We're for watching the sun rise over the Mississippi and set over the Missouri. We're for kicking off your heels in a high-rise or hanging up your hat in the boot heel. And if you have a home in Missouri, we have a policy for you.
I'm Justin Schuster, your Missouri Farm Bureau agent. And if you're in Saline County, I've got you covered.
If you're an employer looking to hire, or if you are looking for a job, visit careers.hccnetwork.org. The Healthcare Collaborative of Rural Missouri created this job site to match employers with qualified candidates. Register today at careers.hccnetwork.org. That's careers.hccnetwork.org. Job seekers use the site free. Employers pay a nominal fee. Go to careers.hccnetwork.org to get started.
After the timeout on first down, the handoff goes to Kenny Sanford, and Sanford gets around the left side, picks up decent yardage as he gets inside the 20, and they're going to mark this down at about the 17-yard line.
Linebacker Dominic Swillam out of Mount Vernon, Missouri, made the stop, but that's a pretty good gain on first down, gain of about 4 for Kenny Sanford. So he's had a couple of carries, a couple of good runs for Kenny.
Look at these linebackers. Dominic Swillam, 81 tackles, and Ryan Horta has 98 tackles coming in, so he's going to be at the 100-yard mark today, too. 5-yard gain, second down and 5. Again, the Vikings hand it off. Bouncing to the outside of Sanford. He's to the 10, lowers the shoulder, and dives down to the 7-yard line. First and goal for the Vikings at the 7.
And as he did on his first run, Ken, Kenny changed directions very well that time. Started up the middle, saw a gap to the outside, spun and went that way and picked up the first down. That was Armani Willie, defensive back, that made the stop. I tell you what, I give Mid-America credit. They've got all conference numbers. Those are the easiest numbers to read I think we've seen all season. So
we appreciate that.
We'll give them credit for that.
First and goal from the 7-yard line for the Vikings. As again they stay in that pistol set. And they'll hand it off to Sanford. Nowhere to go, and he's pulled down. He'll lose a yard. It'll be second and goal from about the 9. Again, Sanford is over the 1,000-yard mark for his season with his runs here on this first drive.
That was Malcolm Majors, a senior defensive lineman, weighs in at 250 pounds. He was there, and he hit Kenny right at the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be second down and goal for the Vikings. Ball right inside the 10, right at the 9-yard line. 6:26 to go in the first. Vikes trying to draw first blood, no score.
Empty backfield. Sanford way out wide to the right side. 2 wide receivers off to the left. And Stenard in the slot to the right. Long count. Bridges looks. Now he's in trouble. He rolls. He throws back of the end zone. Caught. Siobhan Richardson. Touchdown. Vikings. Well, I have not seen a touchdown signal. Now I have. Yep. Siobhan Richardson, nice catch right in the back of the end zone on 2nd and goal from the 9. And Valley, an 80-yard drive, and they take the early lead.
Ken, I've got that as an 8-play drive, and that 9-yard touchdown pass, Bridges to Richardson. And nice drive, way to answer the bell. The Vikings made a big stop on defense. They stopped that field goal and then took it 80 yards. And, again, Jake Bridges, 4 out of 4 passing.
Yeah, he did not miss a pass on that drive. Richardson got the touchdown. And now Johnson with an extra point attempt that's big. This kick is up, and it is inside the right upright, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. Kickoff coming up in 30 seconds on the Viking Sports Network.
UPI Parks Hog Market at Sweet Springs buys all classes of slaughter hogs, sows, boars, butchers, and all quality animals at the best prices around. You, the producer, will reap the benefits by calling UPI Parks Hog Market. Plus, they also buy sheep and goats. UPI Parks Hog Market are humane animal handling professionals and can also provide transportation for your hogs. Call weekdays between 8 and 5 at 660-335-7084 or stop by UPI Parks Hog Market, exit 74 on I-70 at YY.
That was the 4th touchdown catch of the year for Siobhan Richardson. And the Vikings have a 7-0 lead, Joe. A missed field goal by the Pioneers. The Vikings marched the field, 4 for Forrest Bridges, and they score. Good start.
Well, and they mixed the run and the pass. Kenny Sanford, a couple nice running plays in that drive. Like you said, he's over 1,000 yards for the year, so good balanced attack that time. Nice opening drive. Always like to score on your first possession.
Back deep again is Javon Taylor and Dalton Inlow. Johnson's last kick went to Inlow, and here he comes again, and this one will go to Inlow again. Oh, Taylor sneaks over there and grabs it at the 1. Up to the 10, looking for a hole. He squeezes through at the 20 to the 22, but the Vikings had that sideline cut off, and so the Pioneers will take over at their own 22-yard line.
That was Patrick Overby, a linebacker out of El Paso, Texas. He was there to make that stop on Taylor on the kickoff. So, once again, the Vikes have done a good job on their 2 kickoffs. They've pinned Mid-America inside their own 25-yard line twice, and the Pioneers this time will start out right about their own 23. Missouri Valley on top, 7-0 on an 80-yard drive. A touchdown pass, Jake Bridges to Siobhan Richardson. 5:59 left in the first quarter.
KMMO, Marshall, Movell.edu with you on the broadcast today. First down from the 23-yard line as Taylor goes in motion. They don't give it to him. It's a quarterback draw, and running up the middle across the 30 to the 31 goes Trey Cooper. Now, Cooper had 290 yards rushing coming in, so this is not unfamiliar territory for him running the football.
He's a pretty good quarterback, looks like, and Jake King there to bring him down, but a nice gain on first down, a gain of about 7, so second down and 3, ball just across the 30-yard line, MidAm in their own territory.
Vikings now go to that 4-man front on second down. They give it to Taylor, bounces to the outside, cuts it back close to a first down, but he got about 2 yards, maybe 3, and those were tough yards for number 5. And it is enough for a first down. They'll mark it at the 33.5-yard line. First down for the Pioneers.
Ken, did you see how quickly he changed directions that time? He planted that foot. I mean, just got to the outside almost instantaneously. But Vikes did a pretty good job of shutting that down. He didn't have far to go.
This team averages 457 yards of offense a game. First down. Taylor goes in motion. Empty backfield now. Cooper looks that way. Flags down, and it's going to be a motion penalty, I'm sure, as it just looked like they had a couple of...
they had 6 men in motion on that play, I believe.
Yeah. 36.7 points a game, 457 yards. Joe, we really didn't talk about Mid-American Nazarene much this year because they lost a couple of close early losses, so they were kind of out of the picture, but this is a good football team.
They had a tough time playing the Northern Division. I think Peru State beat them. I know Grandview beat them, and I think Benedictine beat them too, I believe. I think they were 3-3 in the North.
Second down, first and 15 after the penalty. Back to throw is Cooper, rolling to his right, throwing on the run. It is complete at the 40-yard line to Austin Blackston. Blackston out of Oak Grove. He is a redshirt freshman, and they get that penalty yardage back plus some. It'll be second down and 4 from the 40 on a nice rollout throw from Cooper.
Junior defensive back Jawan Cassidy there to run him out of bounds, but that's a good first down gain. So Mid-America for the second time moving the ball at least early on this drive.
Vikings lead it 7-0 on their only drive, and this team will keep the ball on the ground, or like to if they can. But again, empty backfield, and here comes that quarterback draw, and he is not going to get to the first down as Cooper. He tries to run to the right side. That's the Viking side of the field. He gets to the 43. He'll be about a yard shy, and it's going to be third down and 1.
Justin Aguiar, the junior defensive lineman, first man to make contact there. So just shy of the first down, ball right at the 43-yard line. Let's call it third down and 1 for MidAm here as we're down to 3:50 to go here in the first quarter. Vikes up 7-zip.
Drake Tofey in for this third and 1. Javon Taylor's out there, and let's see if Jordan Sampson, big number 85, is probably in there to block. He is, and he's at 225. So they go into a power eye here to get that last yard, and they get it. Not by much, but they got it. Yeah. They got to the 45-yard line. Boy, that's something you go back to the old days of football, that power eye, and they needed all that blocking they could to pick up 2 yards, but it's enough for a first down to the 45-yard line.
Well, you know, Ken, we saw a couple teams in the Northern Division, Peru State, William Penn, that love to run the football. Really haven't seen it that much until now, but this Mid-America team, they like to just line up and run it right at you with Taylor, and he's the real deal.
3:20 to go in a fast-moving first quarter. Valley up 7-0. Vikings need a win to have a shot at making the playoffs. They're not guaranteed a spot, but they'll have a shot if they win. First down from the 45-yard line, and they hand the ball off, and not much there. They gave it off to Tofey, and Tofey got, what, a yard and a half. Little misdirection in the backfield. The Vikings weren't fooled at all, and Tofey was stopped after a gain of a yard and a half.
Jake King and Steven Middendorf there to make that stop for the Vikings, so good job. A little bit of a misdirection play that time, and the Vikings stayed at home. They read their keys well, so let's call it second down and 8.
Vikings hustling players in and out right now is trying to get some more beef on that front line. Here's the second down handoff to Taylor. Taylor trying to bounce out of that stack, and he does, gets to the outside. Boy, you just saw these big bodies, and all of a sudden little number 5 came popping out of there on the left side. He's short of the first down. It'll be third and about 3.
I tell you, he's got a very quick first step, and that time Nate Desimone wrestled him out of bounds right in front of the Mid-America bench, but Taylor takes the ball into Viking territory, first and 10 at the Missouri Valley 47. So defense, they stiffened last time when MidAm got deep. Let's see if we can shut the Pioneers down again here.
2:20 to go in the first quarter. Third down. And about 2. They hand it off to Taylor. Bounces for the first down. Stays on his feet. Inside the 45, he started to go to his right. Would not have had the first down, as we see Kenny Sanford do. He cut back to the left and picked up a first down at the Viking 44.
Steve Thayer there on the stop, Ken, and I think that puts him up to about 95 tackles. So Steve 5 away from 100.
First and 10 at the Viking 44 as the Pioneers moving the ball on the ground, trailing 7-0. Vikes need another stop here. Keep that big fullback in there to block. And on first down, Cooper rolls. He wants to throw. Now he's going to tuck it. Trying to direct it downfield. Throws it off the hand of Austin Blackston. And fortunately for him, that ball wasn't picked off because that ball came off his hand, went straight up in the air. I think Cooper might have been wise just to step out of bounds there, Joe.
Well, once again, a good job by the defensive secondary of the Vikings, because once Cooper rolled out, he had all kinds of time to throw, could not find anybody open. And so that's twice that the defensive backs have blanketed those MidAm receivers. So second down and 10 right now. Ball just across the 45 at the 44, MidAm in Viking territory.
Second down and 10 from the 44 after the incomplete pass. Empty backfield for Cooper. And they'll hand it off to Tofey, and he gets about 2 yards, and that's it. He gets inside the Viking 42 to the 41. It's going to bring up a big third down and 7 play coming up here.
Well, looking in on that stop that time was Justin Gallegos. Also, Taylor Palade was there. So big third down play right now. nearing the 1-minute mark here in the first quarter. Vikings with that touchdown pass, Bridges to Richardson, lead at 7-0.
3rd down and 7 from the 41-yard line. Empty backfield for Trey Cooper. The young man out of Modesto, California, takes the snap, rolls to his left, rushes on, turns, throws over the middle. It is caught and dropped. It should have been caught.
Yep.
Austin Blackston had the ball in front of the defender, and as he turned, he fumbled it away. He should have had that one.
Juwan Cassidy on the coverage. Juwan made contact shortly after the ball was almost caught by the receiver. It looks like MidAm, a little bit of indecision there, but looks like now the Pioneers are going to send their punting unit on.
Should have had a first down at the 25-yard line of the Vikings. But they bring on Casillas to punt it away. Casillas averages 35.7 yards a punt. He's punted the ball 43 times this year.
Ken, I've really been impressed with the quality of the quarterbacks in this conference.
Oh, man, I'd say. Heiser will be back to receive it. Vikings not much of a rush. This one barely gets over the outstretched arms. And now, very dangerous play by Heiser. That ball just kind of a little bloop, if you will, and it bounced at the 20, and very dangerously Heiser grabbed it, and he was tackled immediately, so the Vikings take over at the 7-yard line. Not much of a punt, kind of a pooch punt, and Heiser probably should have stayed away from it, but he did make the catch.
I think that ball might have rolled into the end zone, but that was good coverage that time by Mid-America. They had several people down there very quickly, so they might have downed it inside of the 5, who knows, but the Vikings came out, I guess, okay. At least they've got the ball 1st and 10 at their own 7.
So 2 drives by the Pioneers. The Vikings have stopped them both times, even though they have moved the football. Valley with inside their own 10-yard line, 1st down. They work out of the pistol. Trips are bunched up to the left side. And they're going to throw it that way. And they give it off to Stenard. Stenard across the 10, out to the 14. Nice gain on 1st down. They bunched those receivers, got it to Dorian, and Stenard gets to the 14-yard line. That's a good 6-yard gain on 1st down.
You know, and sometimes people will say, why do you throw the ball back that deep? That was a very safe pass that time. They just threw it. Stenard caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and clock ticking, 13 seconds to go in the first.
Could be the last play of this quarter if the Vikes even elect to run a play here. They don't have to, but looks like they will. Bridges rolls to his right, rushes on, in trouble, throws it, and a diving catch, no. Heiser couldn't make the catch. He tried to wrap it up at the 19-yard line and could not hang on. That's the end of the first quarter. Valley up 7-0. We're going to pause for a minute on the Viking Sports Network.
Looking for the right relationship? When you open an account with Wood & Houston Bank, you're connecting with a dedicated local team focusing on delivering convenience, security, and the very best in personal banking. Act now. Open a new smart checking account with direct deposit and get a Tervis tumbler or water bottle of your choice. Visit us online at woodhouston.com or stop into one of our convenient banking center locations. Wood & Houston Bank, personal banking since 1874. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
With weed pressure getting worse every year, there's never been a better time to think about cover crops. Whether it's weed suppression, erosion control, soil health, or grazing potential you need, Weber Seeds can help with any cover crop needs. Single species to custom mixes, we've got it all. Cover crops are a great low-cost, high-efficiency way to accomplish those off-season goals. Let Weber Seeds help meet your goals this year with any number of our cover crop options.
Grow the best with us, Weber Seeds.
Well, it's 3rd down and 3.5 for the Vikings from their own 14-yard line. Big play here as we start the second quarter. 7-0 Valley on KMMO, also moval.edu. KMMO Marshall. Heinzler Brothers in Marshall, AccuQuest Hearing Centers in Marshall, and Sedalia with us as well. And on the 3rd down, they hand it off to Stanford. Stanford gets the 1st down. They looked right, gave it to Kenny running back to his left. He just barely got to the corner, and when he did, he was able to hurtle himself through the air and pick up the 1st down at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, nice misdirection play that time. It looked like Bridges was going to roll to the right, then here came Sanford coming the other way to the left, and as you say, when he got to the edge, hurdled a defender, and gives the Vikes a little bit of breathing room. Now they've got the ball out across the 20.
1st down at the 22-yard line. Again, trips come off to the right side. One of those is the running back, Kenny Sanford, so an empty backfield. And now Swillem showing blitz. Now he backs away from his linebacker spot, or that's Horta. Here is Bridges throwing over the middle. Stenard has it. Stenard with the first down. Races to the outside. He's across the 35 out to the 37-yard line. First down, Vikings.
Yeah, nice throw by Bridges. Jake now 5 out of 6, I believe, passing. And a nice route by Stenard. Dorian just came across the middle, found a seam right in the middle of that zone defense, and Bridges put it right there.
Rush was on, and he kept his cool, did the freshman, out of Park Hills, Missouri. He now has 23 touchdown passes on the year after that first quarter catch by Siobhan Richardson. 1st and 10 for the Vikings at their own 39-yard line, leading 7-0, early second quarter. And they'll throw it again, play action, Bridges. He steps up, throws to the sideline, it's caught again. How about Stenard? How many big catches by Dorian Stenard? Went up, and of course in college you just have to have the 1 foot in bounds. He got it at the 40-yard line of the Pioneers' first down.
Again, that's that play where Bridges fakes to Stenard, then just puts the ball on his hip and just stands there for a couple seconds and gave Stenard a chance to get open. Great play fake that time by Jake, and good grab by Kenny, and good job by Dorian. Good job by Dorian just to keep his feet in bounds that time.
First down at the 40-yard line of the Pioneers. The Vikings started this drive inside their own 10, leading 7-0. Back to throw again is Bridges. Pocket holds, guns it to the side. It's caught by Sanford, and Kenny tried to spin away from Ryan Horta, and Horta made the tackle, and he is right at the 100-yard mark, or 100 tackles on the season.
Yeah, and Jake Bridges now 7 out of 8 throwing the football.
Look at this. Bring in Suter as a blocking back here on 2nd down and 7.
Why
Suter
not?
checks in.
He does everything else.
Suter comes in. Also Cody Hendricks comes in. And they're both lined up on the left side on a 2nd down and 8 from the 38-yard line. And they give it to Kenny running that way, and not much there. Well, they had the beef in there, but the beef on the other side won that battle. It's 3rd down and 7.
And the big lineman that made the tackle for Mid-America, I can't get his number. It might have been number 90. He's shaking up on the play on the ground right now, but he kind of crawled over the top and made that stop. He's one of those big defensive linemen.
We'll see if that's either Malcolm Majors or Devontae Lewis. If it's either 90 or 98.
I'm not sure which one. But he made a nice 98. It's a Lewis.
Devontae Lewis.
But he made a nice
Texas
play. He kind of went laterally, kind of got from the left over to the right and found Kenny Sanford and wrestled him down. And boy, Lewis, a big dude. He stands 5'11", 360 pounds, just a freshman out of Spring, Texas.
He is a big one. And by the way, the training staff for the Pioneers, they were very helpful to me before game, gave me some pronunciations of some of these players, and they wanted me to give a shout out to everybody watching in Olathe.
Did they tape your ankle?
Well, they didn't do that, and I said, you're doing a great job. I hope you're not too busy today, meaning that no one gets hurt. But thanks to their help as well. So it's 3rd down and 8 from the 38-yard line of the Pioneers. Vikings started this drive inside their own 10. Let's see, with 12:14 to go, if they can pick up yet another first down. Leading 7-0. Jake back to throw. Pocket collapses. Jake steps through it. Flips the pass to Sanford. Kenny breaks one tackle, fumbles the ball, and it's going to belong to the Pioneers.
Yeah, bad break for the Vikings right there. Kenny trying to get that extra yard, and somebody got a helmet in there and popped it loose. So
the ball comes back to the Pioneers, and Kenny Sanford with a fumble again, trying to get that extra yard or two. So the ball's at the 39. It would have been 4th down and about 4, but after the first turnover of the game, the Pioneers have the football, and they have been able to move it.
Good sign, though. The Vikings did move the ball for the second straight drive, so that's good, but you sure hate to turn it over in the other team's territory.
Now trips to the left side for the Pioneers. And they send Taylor in motion off to the right side, empty backfield. They look to throw that way, and once again, flags all over the place. That's a false start on the offense, so it'll be 1st down and 15.
Mid-America does a lot of shifting of formations right before the snap, and I think maybe had too many men in motion. I'm not sure, but it's some type of illegal movement, illegal shift, or whatever. So it'll be 1st down and 15. 11:55 to go in the first half. Vikings on a 14-yard touchdown pass, or 9-yard touchdown pass, lead it by the score of 7-0.
1st and 15 after that 5-yard penalty. Now they only have 2 wide receivers off to the left. Looking that way is Cooper. He throws that way, and it's knocked away. Good
Nice.
play by the Vikings.
Thayer covering. That pass was intended for, is that one of the backs out of the backfield? Yeah, that was Devon. He's a wide receiver, Devon Boyce. But Steve Thayer, who does not cover receivers all that often, he did that time, made a headlong dive, got a hand on the ball, and knocked that one away.
So it's 2nd down and 15. 11:37 to go in the half. Broadcast brought to you by Columbia Orthopedic Group, Davis Lawn Equipment and Marshall, and WK Chevrolet Sedalia. On 2nd down, again rolling and getting away and throwing it, and the ball is tipped away. Boy, for a moment, Cooper thought he was going to be sacked. He got away, threw it, the ball was tipped by one of the defenders. It's 3rd down. Battle.
Jonathan Battle got a hand in there. Steve Thayer, I think, was on the blitz. He was into the backfield, as you said, almost got to Cooper. It looked like it was going to be a completion, and boy, Jonathan Battle, I think he was kind of floating back there. He came across the top and batted that one away. So nice play by the senior defensive back out of Bartow, Florida.
So the Vikings back to a 3-man rush, but they looks like they're going to blitz here, and here they come. They're all after Cooper. He throws. It's incomplete, and it'll be 4th down. And once again, Thayer pats Cooper on the helmet, nods his head, and the Vikings, after the turnover, 3 and out, and they'll get the ball right back.
If Steve Thayer's not an all-conference defensive player, they don't need an all-conference team.
No, he's first teamer. There's no question about that. Casillas will punt it away from his own 20-yard line, and Justin Heiser stands at his own 29 to receive it. 7-0 Valley. We knew it was going to be a good football game. Here comes the rush. This is a nice spiral. And Heiser backpedaling, drops it. Ball's loose, and still loose at about the 7 or 8 yard line.
MidAm has it.
And MidAm has it, or do they? Yep.
They do. I think
that's a mistake you can't have. You just can't have that in a playoff game. Heiser should have let that one go. And it's 1st and goal at the 8 yard line. That is a huge, huge mistake.
Well, Justin was backpedaling that time, was going to have to make an over-the-shoulder catch to bring that one in. That ball had a lot of spin on it. It was a very good punt, a tight spiral, and Justin just couldn't make the play. So a big break. They're going to set that up right on the 9-yard line. So MidAm knocking at the door. They trail 7-0, but they've got it 1st and goal at the Viking 9 with 11:14 to go here in the first half.
Boy, that defense makes a 3 and out, and you're right back on the field. First down at the 9-yard line. Justin Heiser with a big, big mistake in this game. Nobody knows it more than he does, and he'll make up for it later on in the game. First down at the 9-yard line. And here is Cooper. They're going to run the option play to Taylor. Taylor is hit, and he's going to lose yardage at the 10-yard line. Wow, the Vikings would not let that option play work at all. It's 2nd and goal from the 10 now.
And Steve Thayer, the guy that took Taylor down, the Vikes did a good job. Somebody took the quarterback. He strung it out. Cooper strung it out, then pitched it back to Taylor, and Thayer was there to wrap Taylor up. So like you said, a loss. They're going to back that up. Looks like about the 11-yard line, so let's call that a loss of 2 on the play.
2nd down and goal. From the 11-yard line, and they want to run the ball to Taylor. Taylor's hit, and he stays on his feet, bounces to the outside. Now he goes down at the 10. He was all over the place. Looked like something out of a video game, but he couldn't find a way to get away from the purple jerseys, and down he goes. It's 3rd and goal from the 10.
Well, and that tackle was made by big junior defensive lineman Nate Higgins, 242-pounder out of St. Louis. So the Vikes have made 2 good plays here on goal to go for MidAm. It's 3rd and goal to go right now. Ball right on the 10-yard line.
Remember, they started at the 7 after the fumble, the muff punt. So 3rd and goal. Let's see if they want to throw the football. Cooper takes the snap, looks to his left. He looks to throw. Now he's going to take off. He's going to run with it. He gets to the 6, and down he goes, and it'll be 4th and goal from the 6. Boy, this Viking defense did a great job. That was Suter with a tackle.
Yeah, good job. Good job by the Viking defense. As MidAm had it 1st and goal at the 9-yard line. The Vikings gave them absolutely nothing. And so now it looks like Zach Castillos coming in, going to try a field goal. And Looks like it's going to be about a 24-yard field goal, it looks like.
24-yarder by Casillas. He's 0 for 1 today. But this will be a win for the Vikings either way. Snap. Kick is on the way, and this one is good. So the muff punt turns into 3 points, but the Vikings on 1st and goal do not allow the Pioneers to get into the end zone. 7-3. Vikings with the lead, 9:28 to go in the first half. We're back in 30 seconds with a kickoff.
Viking Athletic Goods in the Marshall Square is your apparel headquarters for all your favorite teams. KC Chiefs, Mizzou Tigers, Missouri Valley Vikings, Marshall Owls, Slater Wildcats, Santa Fe Chiefs, and much more. Pullovers, hoodies, sweats, even socks with logos. Viking Athletic Goods also carries a nice selection of crazy socks. And for going to the games, you'll find the best stadium seats anywhere at Viking Athletic Goods on the Marshall Square.
At the half today, we're going to talk things over with Danielle Durham. She is the Director of Marketing for Missouri Valley College, and also Tim O'Connell. Tim is a graduate of Missouri Valley College, lives in Marshall now, and he is ranked #1 in the world professional rodeo bareback riding.
Yeah, that's impressive.
We're going to talk to Tim at halftime, too. So
that is impressive.
So join us for those two visits at the half. 7-3, you feel like a win there, Joe, for the Viking defense.
That's a victory right there, especially with that powerful running attack that MidAm has.
This one is kicked along the ground. It's going to be picked up by Bellard. Bellard gets to the 25, and the pile moves forward to about the 27. They still haven't blown it down.
Blow the whistle.
My goodness, and they let him get all the way to the 30-yard line.
I guess that worked out okay for us, but man.
From about the 25 on, it was just a battle, and the Vikings get it to the 30-yard line.
Ken, the bad news, the Vikings have already turned the ball over twice. The good news is they're ahead 7-3.
Yeah, well, that turnover there could have really been tough, and it was 3 points, but
nice second effort that time by Jacoby Bellard, though. He got about 4 extra yards, and I guess he drugged 4 or 5 guys with him.
So it's first down at the 30-yard line for the Vikings, leading 7-3. They've moved the ball, but a turnover, a fumble on the last possession. On first down, runner reverse to Stenard. Stenard looking for a block. He cuts it across the 30. He's tripped up at the 40-yard line. He was about 1 or 2 steps from getting into the clear, and I believe it was Horta who made the tackle.
A nice block by a freshman offensive lineman, Jay Atherton. Jay, the 6'4 freshman out of Rolla. He was out there. He threw a block that sprung Stenard for about 5 more yards. That's a gain of 9 on the play. So second down and 1. A little misdirection, end-around play that looked pretty good that time.
Dorian turned it upfield, and he was just getting into high gear when he was tripped up. It's second down and 1 from the 39-yard line. Vikings work out of that pistol, and they'll hand it off to Kenny Sanford, and Kenny fighting for first down yardage. Got there, I think.
Second effort, I believe.
Got to the 41-yard line, and he needed a yard. He got 2. We're at 8:28 to go. First half, 7-3 Vikings.
And I think they had Kenny pretty well stood up behind the first down marker, but he kept churning those feet and had great second effort. Got the ball out to the 41. And so good effort by Kenny. So first and 10 for the Vikings.
Vikings leading 7-3. Getting that defense a little rest right now. Need a couple first downs. Empty backfield. 2 wide receivers left, 2 right.
Ooh.
Bad snap. Jake picks it up. Throws on the run. It's incomplete. He had to throw it away, so he kind of threw that at the feet of Stenard. Well, it was a bad snap from Troy Jones, so he's fortunate he didn't bobble the snap at second and 10.
I think the snap, that bad snap, threw the whole timing off on that play because Jake didn't really look very comfortable when he rolled out to the right and kind of had to throw back across his body. So big third down play right now, exactly 8 minutes to go in the first half. Vikings clinging to a 7-3 lead. Defense has been out there quite a bit. Don't want to put them out there quite yet.
Second down and 10 after the incomplete pass. Back to throw Bridges. Throws it down the sideline. It is caught by Siobhan Richardson. Double coverage, and he just took it away from 2 defensive backs. First down at the 19-yard line. Boy, is he having a first half.
And Ken, Jake Bridges laid that ball right in there. He dropped that ball right between 2 backs. Matthew Smith, the freshman defensive back out of Independence, made the stop. A good throw by Bridges, as you said. Nice, aggressive catch. Good job by Siobhan Richardson going up in a crowd and making that play.
So it's first down for the Vikings. Well, they mark it back at they had it at the 19, moved it back to the 26, but it's still a nice gain. First down. Both teams, both offenses moving the football. Vikings from the 26. They'll hand it off to Sanford. Sanford finds a hole, spins, and then is stood up and hit hard inside the 25 to the 24. A gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, Kenny usually with that good second effort, but that was not going to happen that time. As big Ryan Huerta, the freshman linebacker out of San Diego, California, he was there to stand him up in the hole. Huerta weighs in at 220, so let's call that a gain of about 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8. Vikings just across the 25-yard line. They lead at 7-3. Just under 7 minutes left to play in the first half here at Greg Mitchell Field.
Good crowd here today on a nice afternoon. 2nd down. Bridges throws it over the middle. It is caught. Sanford inside the 5 to the end zone. Touchdown. How many times out of the backfield we see Kenny Sanford? He made the catch at the 4 and backpedaled, fought his way into the end zone, and the Vikings take the lead, 13-3, their 2nd touchdown of the day.
Again, that was a 6-play, 70-yard drive for the Vikings, a 24-yard touchdown pass. Jake Bridges to Kenny Sanford, and Kenny, a pretty good receiver coming out of that backfield, and he was wide open down the middle that time.
That's his 6th touchdown through the air. And he has 6 on the ground. So good year for Kenny Sanford. Nice drive. Johnson will attempt the extra point. 6:41 to go here in the first half. Ball down, kick is on the way, and it is good. 14-3, Valley with the lead. 6:41 to go in this first half. We're back with the kickoff. 30 seconds, Viking Sports Network.
Do you or a loved one require specialty medications to manage Crohn's disease, hepatitis C, MS, rheumatoid arthritis, osteoporosis, psoriasis, ulcerative colitis, or cancer? Red Cross Pharmacy now offers specialty care. They'll help you transfer your prescriptions today so you can manage your health instead of it managing you. Learn more about specialty care at redcrosspharmacy.com or by visiting one of Red Cross Pharmacy's convenient locations. Red Cross Pharmacy, our family caring for yours.
Red Cross Pharmacy has no affiliation with the American Red Cross.
Vikings lead it by the score 14-3. You ready to do some basketball?
Not quite yet. It will be a little bit later this afternoon. We got a lot of football left. But, Ken, I think the impressive thing for the Vikings, drives of 80 and 70 yards. And no great big plays. They had a couple big pass plays, but one was the first was an 8-play drive. That was a 7-play drive right there. So the Viking offense moving the ball somewhat methodically up and down the field now.
So Johnson will kick it off again. Now this time, no, it's going to be Baum who kicks it off, and his low line drive is grabbed at the 4-yard line. Back to the 10, to the 15. There's a hole across the 30, 35. Looked like a face mask as well.
Fumble,
and
I think.
The ball was fumbled, but there was a face mask in there.
15 yards.
So that is going to be a very, very good field position now for the Pioneers. And I noticed that time that Javon Taylor was not back there to receive. That was J.J. Lyons, a wide receiver, and Baum did the kickoff that time, and it was a low-line drive that allowed him to get up ahead of steam. And now with the penalty, this is coming all the way out to about the midfield.
I'll tell you, J.J. Lyons was about one tackle of taking that one to the house that time. Hate to see a face mask, but that's better than seeing him dance into the end zone.
He's okay. So ball's at midfield. Wow. Ball is right midfield. We could see that face mask from up here. There was no question about that.
His head came back. That can be a dangerous play. So that's one you like to see him call.
All right, so first down at midfield. A play action by Cooper. Rushes on. He's hit, gets away. Now he scrambles, looking downfield, and now he is going to go down. Throws it toward the sideline. That'll be intentional grounding. It should be, I think, intentional grounding. Let's see. Nate Chitwood, the referee. Is he going to pull the flag? When the ball had to get to the line of scrimmage, which it did.
He threw that left-handed, underhanded.
So it'll just be an incomplete pass.
Lorenzo Vereen was there to knock him to the ground. Stephen Thayer got to him in the backfield first. He got away from Thayer, then Vereen wrapped him up. So good pressure by that Viking interior that time.
The ball got to the line of scrimmage, even though he threw it with the left hand, so it is not
left-handed, underhanded.
Now Cooper wants to throw it. That ball batted down.
Ricky Williams.
He turned to his left, threw back to the right to throw it, and Ricky got up and batted that one down. So it's 3rd and 10 from midfield.
Ricky, the senior out of Florida City, Florida, and Ken, down through these last 3 years, Ricky's given us some very exciting moments of Viking football.
Boy, he has. We talked about that. I had him on our player interview a couple of weeks ago, and man, that Baker, that Benedictine, he's had some great ones, hasn't he? Wish he could have popped that ball straight up. He'd had another one.
Yeah, he did. He got both hands up and just batted it straight back. So big 3rd down play, 3rd down and 10, ball right at midfield, 6:13 in the half.
Let's see what Cooper does here as he backpedals, rushes on again. He stands there, throws. It is off the fingertips again of Austin Blackston. Now, that would have been a tough catch. He had to go up to get it, but it off of his hand, incomplete, and it's 4th down, and the Viking defense holds again.
And Ken, I think that's the most pressure that the Viking defense has had on Cooper all afternoon. They were in his face on all 3 of those passing plays, so good pressure by the Viking front.
Now Justin Heiser back at the 10-yard line. Casillas standing at his 35. Valley up 14-3 with 6:07 to go in the first half. Casillas had nice high spiral, and Heiser couldn't handle it last time. Heiser does have one return for a touchdown. This is a high spiral. They're going to stay away from this one. It bounces toward the sideline. Everybody stay away from that, and it'll be down at the 13-yard line.
Justin wasn't about to pick that one up.
No. Kind of a wobbly spiral. Stay away from that. So the Viking defense holds again. And here comes the offense from the 14-yard line, leading 14-3 and 5:55 to go. By the way, we do have basketball coming up. Joe All will have the call there, along with Nathan Gertz as Culver in town. That'll be on moval.edu audio only against Culver Stockton. And Chaz and I'll stay here, and we have conference championship soccer on the video on moval.edu at 7 tonight.
So you're not going to let Justin and I, or Nathan and I, be on the camera?
No, you don't get the camera tonight. We get the camera.
That's your big soccer game. Basketball, first conference games, but a big playoff soccer game.
All right, from the 13-yard line, Bridges throws down the middle. He catches, gets it to Jacoby Bellard. Oh, what a beautiful pass. Just floated it to Bellard. First down at the 41. I'm telling you, Jake Bridges right now is putting it right on the money.
That was a touch pass that time. Hit Bellard right in stride. Corey Tucker, the junior defensive back, there to make the stop. But Vikes on the ball, a move once again. As that time they go, looks like about 20, maybe 27, 28 yards on that play.
First down at the 42-yard line for Valley as they get out of the shadow of their own goal line on that first down pass to Bellard. Here's the option play, and they give it off to Kenny. Sanford running around his right, gets one block, turns it toward the Viking sideline, gets to midfield, and that's a nice gain of 8 on that option play that we saw the Vikings start to use last week at Baker. Second and 2.
Wesley Williams, sophomore defensive back, up to make the stop, but a good run on first down, and I mean, that ball's about as close to the 50 as it can be. The nose right on the midfield stripe. 5:17 left. Vikings up two touchdowns, 2 Jake Bridges passes. They lead it 14-3.
Ball right at midfield as Troy Jones, the center. Where's number 62? Ready to snap, and he does. They give it to Simpson. Kenny, or rather, they're going to throw it on the play action. What a beautifully thrown ball. Oh, my goodness, what a pass down to Siobhan Richardson. It was a great play fake to Sanford, and then Bridges launched it, and once again, Siobhan Richardson making the catch, and it's a first and goal situation for the Vikings. Is he on today or what?
You know, since he made that touchdown catch against Baker last week to put the Vikings up 28-24, he has had glue on his hands. And he's been catching everything he gets his hands on, and has a great pass that time once again from Jake.
Empty backfield, first and goal, 9-yard line. 4:35 to go in the half. Another solid drive. Let's see if the Vikes can end it. Here's the throw into the end zone. Batted down. Incomplete. That one was behind Stenard. Stenard was open, and the pass behind him went off his shoulder pad, and it was almost picked off by Armani Willie.
I'm kind of surprised Dorian didn't catch it, but usually he catches those balls he shouldn't catch. You know, that like you said, was behind him, but so many times he's made those acrobatic catches, but just couldn't quite hang on to that one. It would be second down and goal. Ball resting. Looks like right on the 8-yard line.
Second and goal from the left hash mark. Vikings have moved from their own 13-yard line with 4:26 to go, leading 14-3, but they want more here. Empty backfield for Jake. Jake lobs it into the corner. Double team. Ball is up and batted down. It'll be third down as Jacoby Bellard was double teamed in that corner. The ball was up in the air again, but nobody could come down with it. It's 3rd and goal from the 9.
We were lucky that time.
Yeah.
That could have been an interception. That was Jake threw into double coverage. That doesn't make very many bad decisions, but that time a couple of players were back there. Dallas, and also back there in coverage was one of the other. I didn't get the other number, but good coverage that time by MidAm. Big 3rd down play here.
3rd and goal from the 9. 4:21 to go. That stopped the clock. The incomplete pass. Jake takes the snap, rushes on, throws over the middle, back of the end zone, caught, touchdown.
Is that Richardson?
That is Siobhan Richardson, his 2nd touchdown catch of the day. Is he having an afternoon? Wow. Same play as he scored on his first one, back of the end zone, and Bridges hit him with a strike.
Again, that was looks like an 87-yard, 6-play drive for the Vikings.
How about Siobhan Richardson? He now has 5 touchdowns. He is a senior out of St. Louis, and he's having quite a senior day.
He is. He's had a great day, and that's, 4 or 5 catches for him on the day anyway.
Now here's the extra point by Johnson. These points are all big. This one's on the way. It's up, and it is good. 21-3, Valley with the lead. The offense is rolling. The defense is playing good football. And with 4:15 to go, the kickoff coming up in 30 seconds on the Viking Sports Network.
Peak Sport and Spine is Missouri's largest provider of outpatient orthopedic physical therapy. I'm Ron Renard, clinic director and physical therapist. Using the latest manual and soft tissue techniques, we help you regain your optimal level of function. We can meet the needs of the weekend warrior to the elite athlete. We also specialize in workers' compensation, helping you get back to your job quickly and safely. If your physician prescribes physical therapy, choose Peak Sport and Spine. See us locally in Sedalia, Fayette, Marshall, and now in Sweet Springs, or visit us at peaksportandspine.com.
Boy, the Viking offense clicking right now and leading by the score of 21-3. We're down to about the last, we are down to 4 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the remaining here in the first half, and Valley up by the score of 21-3. As once again, Baum's going to be doing the kickoff.
You know, Ken, and Jake Bridges has been throwing today mainly out of the pocket. Have not seen him scrambling like we have so many times this year. I'm not sure he's carried the ball yet, but boy, his passes have been pinpoint all afternoon. That's his 3rd touchdown pass.
This one will go by Taylor and into the end zone. Taylor came over like he wanted to grab it. He could not, and he goes into the end zone touchback. Joe, just real quickly, the Vikings already have 295 yards of offense. Mid-America Nazarene has 92 yards of offense. And looking at here at Siobhan Richardson, 4 catches, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns already.
How many does Jake have passing altogether? How many yards?
Bridges is 14 out of 18, 249 yards.
We mentioned if he can pick up 356 on the day, he'll be over the 2,500-yard mark. I was laughing when I said that, but that could definitely be a possibility if he keeps going like he is right now. But let's just keep the mo going.
So it's first down after the touchback at the 25-yard line, and they'll hand this off to Taylor. Taylor trying to bounce to the outside, now cuts it back to the middle, picks up 9 yards to the 39, and it'll be 2nd down and 1. Want to check his progress as well to see where he is running the ball. It'll be 2nd down. He now has about, after that run, I think he has about 39 yards. So he is he needs 100 to get to the 4,000 mark. 2nd down and 2. Cooper back to throw. Now the option pass downfield. It is caught. They threw to one wide receiver. Now they're going to say it's incomplete. As they first of all lateraled the ball out to a wide receiver, Austin Blackson, then he threw it downfield to Devon Boyce, and as Boyce hit the turf, he was bobbling the ball and it rolled off on the turf, incomplete.
That was a good pass by Blackstone. The Vikes really were not fooled on that. Jonathan Battle was back there in coverage, just a well-thrown pass. So Vikes dodged the bullet there. So 3rd down, it's 3rd down and short. Not a bad gamble by Mid-America there on 2nd down and short.
3rd down and 2, and they give it off to their All-American running back, and he's short. He did not make it. He got to the 34. That's a yard shy. Let's see if Brian Wilmer wants to gamble here. Nope, going to punt it.
Yeah.
Good job by the Viking defense. You hold Mr. Taylor for a half a yard on 3rd and 2. That's good defense.
You know what impresses me about Taylor? He changes directions without slowing down. You know, a lot of guys have to kind of stop and plant that foot and kind of come to a stop and then go the other way. He stays in full stride and can change and juke from one side to the other.
Casillas back to punt, standing at his own 20. Valley up 21-3 here, late first half. We're under 3 minutes to go.
Fake.
They fake it, and they're going to run it for the first down. Good job. They snapped it to the up man, and they get the first down, and that is Tofi, who was the blocking back. They got it to him, ran right up the middle for the first down at the 49. Good play by the Pioneers. They needed something to happen, and they got it.
Well, pretty good call. They really were
bad.
not in bad field position. They were up around the 35, 36-yard line. Kind of a gamble, but still, they didn't want to give the ball back to this Viking offense. The Vikes have been moving the ball well, so they've got it 1st and 10 out at their own, looks like about their own 48-yard line.
Valley up 21-3. 1st and 10, their own 48-yard line. Cooper back to throw. Throws it down the sideline, and it's incomplete. Just off the fingertips of Dalton Inlow. The Pioneer bench wanted a hold called on the Vikings. Not going to get the call. It's 2nd and 10.
Juwan Cassidy back in coverage for the Vikings on that play. So 2nd down and 10. And, you know, MidAm, I guess you don't really feel a sense of urgency, but they feel like they need to score, I think, right now. Only 2:14 left in the half. They don't want to go into the locker room down 21-3.
And the Vikings get the ball to start the second half. Inlow just had that go off his fingertips, goes wide to the left side. That's the wide side of the field. Vikings are showing some pressure here. Cooper guns it to the sideline. It's caught for a first down. Now it's dropped. It's incomplete. Once again, the Vikings knock it away. Blackstone had it, and it was knocked away at the last moment by Juwan Cassidy.
Yeah, good coverage, back-to-back plays by Juwan Cassidy. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 10. So big 3rd down play, especially for Mid-America right now with 2:06 to go in the first half.
Well, you expect them to throw, but when you have a running back like Taylor, you may try a draw play. Taylor is in there right now. 3rd down and 10 from the 48.
Good throw to him out of the backfield.
Cooper back to throw. Rushes on. He throws to the sideline, and he throws it by the intended receiver, Devon Boyce, and it's 4th down. Now they will punt it away. I talked to Monty Rowe yesterday, Joe, and the thought was, and I agree with him, if you can get an early lead here against the Pioneers, make them throw. Cooper's a good quarterback, but they would rather control the tempo and run the football.
Yeah, and boy, I tell you, the Vikings, if the Vikes could figure some way to tack on one more score before the end of the half, they would have MidAm in a deep hole here. So let's see, Heiser's going to stand back around his own 10-yard line to field this punt.
Casillas lets it go. High spiral, and Heiser makes the fair catch at the 15. That time he was right there, made the catch, and the Vikings will take over at their own 15. All year long I've said, okay, go in halftime. You know what, this team's going to come out. They're going to try to score another touchdown.
Yeah, they will. I think they will. And they've gone. I mean, we look at the drives. They have gone, one drive, the last drive, they went 87 yards for a touchdown. They went 80 yards on their first touchdown drive and 70 on their second. So they put 3 long touchdown drives together so far to have those 21 points.
Again, basketball on moval.edu. Joe and Nathan will have that starting around 5:30, and we'll have soccer here. One thing about you doing basketball and we're doing soccer, it's going to be 70 degrees in there. It's going to be 35 in here.
Yeah, tonight. I'm sorry.
I have a heater next door, by the way.
I feel sorry for you, but I'm not going to change
I have a heater next door. First down to the 15-yard line. Vikings are going to keep it on the ground. They give it to Sanford. Sanford gets about 5, turns the corner, and still on his feet. Wow, what a run by Sanford. It looked like that was all bunched up there at the 15-yard line. Next thing you know, he turns around the corner to the left side and gets all the way out to the 30. First down, 15-yard gain.
A very good linebacker, Dominic Swillam, had both hands, both arms around Kenny Sanford. Somehow Sanford pulled a Houdini act and got out of there and gained all the way out to the 30-yard line, a 15-yard gain.
Trips to the right side for the Vikings. They want to throw on first down over the middle. It's caught by Ballard. Short gain, and Jacoby hanging on with both hands. And you talked about Swillam. I think that was Swillam who made the tackle.
He wasn't going to get away that time.
He's out of Mount Vernon, Missouri. Good player, good football player.
Yeah,
Second down and 5.
I'm not sure how Sanford got away from him on the play before, but it's down to 1:25 in the half.
Vikes with 2 timeouts. Hurry up offense. Bridges going to throw it. Sideline to Stenard. Can't come up with it. Almost thought he was going to grab that one, but that was too far to the sideline. And pretty good defensive coverage by Matthew Smith. It'll be 3rd down and about 5.
Yeah, I think that time Kenny had to worry too much about trying to be sure and keep 1 foot in bounds and kind of took his eyes off the ball a little bit. Not a real well thrown pass that time. So big 3rd down play. 3rd down and 3rd and 5. So let's see. Ball just shy of the 35-yard line. 1:16 left in the half. Vikes up 21-3.
Whatever you do, you don't want to turn it over here. You have a good, comfortable lead, at least right now. 3rd down, back to throw. Rushes on. He's going to step up and now in trouble, and he's going to throw it away.
Good decision.
Good decision by Jake. Nobody open downfield, and he just threw that one to the sideline. So now there's a flag down. Let's see if it's a hold. I think it's a hold.
Yeah, it's a holding on the Vikings. Yeah, they're going to, because Mid-America wants the ball back, and with 1:09 left to play, if they'd taken that penalty, that would have given the Vikings 1 more play.
Brendan Latham called for the hold. So for the first time today, we see Aaron Baum in. We've seen him as a kicker, but not as a punter. Aaron in there for the first time.
And Aaron kicked the ball very well out at Baker last Saturday.
Out of Orlando, Florida. Good job by the Pioneer defense to get that stop. Late in the half, Dalton Inlow back to receive it. Good snap, rushes on a middle, and this is kind of a wobbly spiral. That Inlow wants to make the fair catch. Boy, he made a late fair catch signal. The ball bounced, and it was grabbed immediately by the Vikings at the 30-yard line.
That was Mark Plummer, the former Marshall Owl, down there to down that ball. The ball bounced right up to Mark, and he made a one-hand grab after it hit the ground. So it looks like Mid-America will take over 1st and 10, just right at their own 30-yard line. 1:03 left to play in the half. Missouri Valley on top, 21-3. If the Vikings can win, we believe they have a pretty good chance of getting into the playoffs, but that's not a certainty.
Now, we'll talk about that if we get time at the half. First things first, got to win the football game, so we've kind of let that one ride a little bit. 1st down at the 30-yard line. Cooper sends a man in motion, wants to throw on 1st down, and that ball is batted up in the air again. I think this time it may have been Suter who got a hand on it. King and Thayer were both out there, and it's fortunate for MidAm. One of them didn't grab that thing and go about 30 yards for a touchdown.
Suter was in the backfield. Kilgore was in the backfield. Higgins was in the backfield, so it looked like a jailbreak on that pass rush for the Vikings that time, and they're starting to put a lot of pressure on Cooper, and it seems to be paying off.
2nd down and 10, 58 seconds to go. Now, if you're Mid-America, you want to get a couple 1st downs. You don't want the Vikings to get the ball back. 2nd down, Cooper back to throw again. Over the middle. This one is caught, and that is short of the 1st down. As they get to the 39-yard line, they throw that one complete to the tight end. Gio Gonzalez, the first time we've mentioned his name. It is enough for a 1st down at the 40-yard line.
He's big league pitcher, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he was a good football player. I remember calling his name a lot last year in that game in Olathe. Cooper back to throw, now rumbling off to his right. He's got time. He's looking, throws back across his body, completes this one to the 49-yard line. Nice job throwing it across his body, and that may be a 1st down here.
Terenzo Vereen in hot pursuit for the Vikings, but a nice job by Cooper rolling out. And Ken, this is about the 3rd or 4th time the ball's been right smack dab on the 50-yard line. That's exactly where it is now. 1st and 10 for Mid-America, and they've got a timeout with 35 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, I don't know if they took it or the Vikings
Not
took it. But the Viking defense right now, you want to stop them. You don't want them to be able to move the ball and get any kind of a score here. You have all the momentum. We're going to keep it right here and tell you games that we're watching today. St. Ambrose is at Robert Morris. Denny Honnold, the defensive coordinator, Robert Morris. If Robert Morris wins, they're in the playoffs. And I guess as a Viking fan, you almost, let's hope there's another scenario, because if they don't win, then that would help the Vikings. But let's hope there's another scenario. Here's the one we need. Eastern Oregon is at Carroll. Carroll's not going to make the playoffs. Eastern Oregon 3 spots ahead of the Vikings. If Carroll wins that game, that probably would put East Oregon behind the Vikings, and that'd get them in.
Yeah.
Another game is Arizona Christian and Bacone, Oklahoma. Arizona Christian 6-3. They won their conference. Bacone 2-7. But Arizona Christian's ranked number 25. If they get to 20th, after a win. That would not be good for the Vikings.
Looks like one of those Ocean's 11 scenarios. A lot of things have to happen.
A lot of things have to. Number one, you win this football game. First down from midfield. Cooper back to throw. Miles Campbell after him. He spins away from Miles. Now he rolls to the sideline. He's going to throw it toward the sideline. It is intercepted by Desimone at the 40-yard line. An ill-advised throw by Cooper as he threw it into traffic. The ball was tipped up in the air, and Desimone gets his 5th INT of the year. He and Gallegos now with 5 apiece.
And give credit that time to Miles Campbell, Stephen Thayer. They had all kinds of heat on Cooper. He had to throw that ball running to his left, had to throw back across his body, just kind of floated the ball up in the air, and Nate Desimone was Johnny on the spot. So the Vikes, pretty good field position. They're going to mark it, looks right about the 40-yard line. They've got 25 seconds left to go in the half.
And we have an injured Viking down and now getting up. And all the Vikings were surrounded around Gallegos. Gallegos, and by the way, Justin told me, he said, you know, at home I'm called Gallegos, Gallegos. And I said, you know what, here you're in Missouri, you're going to be called Gallegos. We called you that all year, and you have 5 INTs. He said, fine with me.
When he quits intercepting all those passes, we might change his name. Until that, we're going to stay with what's working for us.
Well, he and Desimone now share the team lead with 5 apiece, and all of a sudden the Vikings have 2 timeouts, or 1 timeout, 25 seconds remaining, and they're at the 40-yard line.
Well, and Ken, I tell you, Austin Johnson, the Viking place kicker, showed pretty good range the last part of the season on some field goals. So let's see if maybe can get down and get into field goal position before half.
Vikes are up 21-3, but they would like more. And they're going to run a little draw play to Sanford. Kenny gets to midfield, or gets to the 49-yard line. And now Paul Troth will use that final timeout with 16 seconds to go. So it's second down, and well, the second timeout. The last timeout was taken by Mid-American Nazarene, so the Vikings have 1 remaining. Some of our fine sponsors today: Farm Bureau Insurance Agents Justin Schuster and Cindy Hebb in Marshall, Mark Wright of Ray County, Katy Trail Community Health in Marshall, and C&B Gutters and Vinyl Siding in Sedalia. Let's see. Not only do you do our games, then you have Wentworth games to do next week too, right?
I just hope I have some kind of a voice, some kind of vocal cords at the end of this season.
Well, you never know. And if we happen to win, get in the playoffs, you never know. I think I'm busy sometimes. I forget you also. You're doing broadcasts for 2 colleges.
It keeps me out of trouble.
Yeah. Until it's time to rake leaves.
Yeah. Oh, I raked a bunch of them this morning.
I'll get that tomorrow.
I had a red spot on my hand. I'm not going to show it to you.
It's second down and 1 from the 49. So you like to do this, get you away from that.
Yep.
Second down and 1 from the 49 after the Vikings took the timeout. Now they'll send Hendricks in motion. And run a draw play. Give it off to Sanford. Sanford gets the first down, spins to the 48. And now they finally blow the whistle. Let's see if Paul's going to take his last time out with 7 seconds remaining. He will.
Well,
nope, he's not going to. Going to let it run out.
Well, the Vikes get the ball to start the second half, so no need to risk a turnover, an interception, something like that. So good first half for the Vikings.
Very good first half, 21-3. Valley with the lead. We'll come back. We'll give you a couple quick statistics, and then we have a couple of interviews for you at halftime. 21-3, Valley with the lead. We're back in 1 minute. Viking Sports Network.
Wow. Hi, this is Albert. It's a commercial truck event here at Marshall Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. Looking for a heavy-duty truck? Check out this deal on stock number 16097. MSRP $60,190. After rebates and discount, $47,985. That's over $12,000 off. Also, don't forget to help us fill up a truck on the showroom for Toys for Tots. Bring in an unwrapped gift and put your name in a drawing for a free oil change now through December 23rd. And remember, the Marshall Chrysler family cares. We're the dealer after the sale, so please buckle up and drive safely.
Life insurance, not a popular topic, but one that needs to be discussed. You don't want to think about not being here to raise your children. No one likes to think about buying insurance for your child at a young age. But the facts are, many people don't live long enough to raise their children. Plus, buying insurance on your child at a young age does 2 things. It's the cheapest you'll ever pay, and if they develop a major medical issue as an adult, you guarantee their insurability. See us at Lime Cooler Insurance Services in Marshall, where it's our family taking care of your family.
21-3 is our score. Just a couple of quick numbers for you. Look at this. Vikings now with 328 yards of offense, 254 through the air, 74 on the ground. As far as Mid-America, 135 yards, Joe. So the Vikings doing a good job. This team comes in averaging way over 400 yards a game. Javon Taylor has 40 yards, so he needs 60 yards in the second half to get to the 4,000 mark for his career. Kenny Sanford has 65, so he is well over 1,000 yards. Congratulations to him, a 1,000-yard season.
Yeah, good season for Kenny. And, again, he's just a freshman, as is quarterback Jake Bridges. But, Ken, I think the key factor of the first half, Mid-America really moved the ball well the first two times they had the ball. Then you remember the Vikings had that turnover. They turned the ball over to Mid-America down on the 9-yard line. It was a 7-0 game at the time, and the Vikings held the Pioneers to a field goal. And I thought that kind of turned the momentum around. Mid-America was feeling pretty good at that time, thinking, hey, we're going to go in and tie this game up, and the Vikings made them settle for 3, and it's been all Vikings ever since.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You are right. That's probably the key play of the game. All right, we're going to turn our attention now to Danielle Durham's going to join us. She is Director of Marketing for Missouri Valley College. And then also, we're going to talk to Tim O'Connell. Tim, a MVC graduate, and he's on the rodeo circuit, lives here in Marshall. He and his wife, Samantha, she works for the college, and he is ranked #1 in the world in bareback riding in professional rodeo. And coming up next month, he will be in the World Finals in Las Vegas. So those interviews coming up, but we'll get to both of those in 1 minute on the Viking Sports Network.
Save energy and money at Lacrosse Lumber in Marshall with Owens Corning Arctic Cat Expanding Insulation System. Featuring blown-in pink fiberglass insulation with Owens Corning, pink is green. Their insulation is eco-friendly, and Lacrosse Lumber will let you use their machine for free. It will blow 1,000 square feet per hour. Owens Corning Arctic Cat Insulation. Bring in your measurements and get a free estimate today. It's only $35.95 per bag, and veterans get an additional 10% off. Lacrosse Lumber, 152 West Morgan Street in Marshall.
Community support has always been one of the hallmarks of Community Bank. Being locally owned and operated means your money stays local. We are here in the community helping with community projects. We know that in order to be a part of the community, it takes more than just having a location in the community. This is Dwayne Vogelsmar with Community Bank's location in Sweet Springs. We pride ourselves not only on the products and services we offer, but being active members of our community. Community banking, the way it was meant to be, member FDIC.
My guest at halftime, Danielle Durham, Director of Marketing and Public Relations at Missouri Valley College. And Danielle, I want to talk about some of the services offered by your department. Let's start with social media, very big now at Missouri Valley.
It is. Social media is definitely a popular way of keeping up with everything going on at Missouri Valley. We would encourage anybody that wants to, stay in touch and keep up with all the happenings to follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and on Snapchat. So those are great ways to keep up with events and whatnot that's going on at the college.
Now, I like on the Facebook, you maybe go back in time and put some old photographs and that sort of thing. That's always kind of fun. I imagine that gets a good reaction.
It does, especially with our alums. They'll see themselves or a friend in a picture from the past, and they'll share it. And our students also like it too. So yes, it's very popular.
Now, you're talking about those with the Marketing and Public Relations Department, but I also think when you talk about social media, we can stay involved with sporting events, as Andy Polverenti, in the Sports Information Director, tweets that out as games are going on. So a lot of different ways to keep involved.
Yes, Andy does do a great job with Twitter and Facebook and keeping scores and everything updated. So yes, social media is definitely something I would encourage everybody to follow the college on.
Now, if the alumni have something they want you to share with other alumni, can you take care of that with as well?
We definitely have some alums that have sent us photos and stuff, and if they're timely and it's something that goes along with what we'll be posting, we could definitely consider it. But yeah, we always like to get suggestions on posts, and we try our best to use the information.
Now, Viking Views comes out twice a year. Your first edition came out in September.
Yes, so our first edition for the year came out in September, and our next will go out in the spring. We mail those to all of our alumni and friends, so if for some reason you think you should be getting the Viking Views and you're not, you just need to call the alumni office and update your mailing address. And then also we have you can access it online. If you just visit moval.edu, they can access the publication, via the website.
Where do the ideas come for the articles you put in this publication?
We do a lot of brainstorming, in the marketing department, and kind of see what trends are happening in other alumni magazines and everything. But of course, we are always open to suggestions. So again, if anybody has a story suggestion that they would want to send to us, they can email us at mvccommunications@moval.edu.
All right, and a newsletter. That you do that each month, right?
Yes, our newsletter just kind of keeps people up to date on different things that are going on in our academic world, a few athletic things, some student organizations, and upcoming events. We do that monthly. We send it via email, so if anybody wanted to be added to that list, again, they could just email the marketing department at mvccommunications@moval.edu.
One thing we haven't talked about, and I've noticed a lot more this year than I have in the past, are the videos that are on our website.
Yes, we've purposely, increased our video content this year because, video is becoming more and more popular every day, not just with recruitment of new students, but also with our, alumni and friends. So we actually released a bird's eye view video. It was just a quick 30-second clip this year on social media, and we had like 60,000 views in less than 24 hours. So it's video is definitely popular, and we're going to continue to try to produce more and more video content.
I love that little tour of the campus. That was neat. How was that done?
We used a local videographer that had a drone, and we got different shots of campus, aerial shots of campus, and the drone footage is popular. So, like I said, we made our 30-second video, and everybody liked it.
Also have a new video out, I think, on a campus tour, don't we, using some students?
Yes, we do. We had 3 of our students give a quick campus tour, which you can find on our YouTube page or on our website. And they just do a quick tour around campus that kind of lets students know what to expect before they actually come for a campus visit.
Busy time, but fun, isn't it?
It is fun.
All right. Thanks, Danielle.
Thank you.
Danielle Durham, the Director of Marketing and Public Relations.
All right, we appreciate that, and Danielle does a fantastic job marketing and public relations. And Juliana Doyle, the grad assistant who helps Chaz Maddie and our crew as well, helps Danielle in the marketing department as well, and they do a fantastic job. Tim O'Connell, MVC grad, will be heading to the National Rodeo Finals in Las Vegas the 1st of December, and he was in town, and we had a chance to visit with him. That interview coming up in 1 minute on the Viking Sports Network.
Take a look around your community. Do you see that community project coming together thanks to special funding? Do you see the smiling faces of volunteers as they help a family in need? You're looking at ConAgra's impact on the communities they serve. They're committed to earning your trust every day, to providing a great place to work, and to making great food for generations to come. ConAgra of Marshall, local producers of kids' cuisine, cafe steamers, banquet frozen dinners, and banquet pot pies, and committed to their community. Sometimes everything should revolve around you, and one of those times is your health care. Katy Trail Community Health believes health care should be personal, available, and affordable. It should revolve around you, from the way you make appointments to the ease with which you can follow up with your provider. Clinic hours are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 5. Thursdays, the clinic is open late until 7. Walk-in appointments are available. Katy Trail Community Health at 1825 Atchison Avenue in Marshall, inside the Swain County Health Department.
Well, it's my pleasure to visit with Tim O'Connell. Tim, a graduate of Missouri Valley College and now on the professional rodeo circuit, and he happens to be in Marshall with his lovely wife, Sam, and back home for a few weeks. Good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
Talk about you're taking a little time off right now?
Yeah, we have our regular season. You get to go to 100 events throughout the year, and the season never ends. It starts back up October 1st, so the 2017 season's already been rolling for a month. So I finished my season up the second to last weekend of September, and my body needed a break. So I took all of October off from riding and rodeo in general pretty much, and tried to just physically prepare to get ready for the finals.
Well, as we do this interview, you are first in bareback competition with PRCA, the Professional Rodeo Organization. You're ranked number 1 right now.
Yeah, and that's a good feeling. Finally, this year has just been a total blessing. I started strong, placing at big rodeos and winning some of the big tour rodeos in the winter. And then kind of my spring wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. And I was kind of in a pretty good fight in there in the top 5, and then the 4th of July hit, and man, I lit fire, and it never stopped after that.
So it has been it's been a great run for you. Now, a lot of times it's kind of the luck of the draw, depending on what horse you draw, isn't it?
Oh, huge. You know, that's half your score right there. So you want a horse that bucks and is flashy for the judges to see and helps you expose yourself better. And I drew really good all year. And, you know, I took advantage of the great horses that I had. And then, you know, just when you have that much confidence rolling through the summer, you know, riding that good, you can make mediocre horses.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can help them out better, you know, with your confidence is rolling like it is. So I was really confident in my riding all summer, and I was, you know, confident everywhere I went that I could go do my job to the best of my ability.
So the mental part of it's there, too. You have to be confident when you get on top of that horse, right?
Yeah, you have to have faith in yourself. You know, I believe that, you know, the good Lord puts that confidence in you to have faith in what you're doing, because it's a scary event. You know, there's a lot of things can go wrong super fast if you're not prepared to go out there and fight. So, you know, I think the confidence that I have in that, you know, helps me stay focused through the 8 seconds and then the seconds after to get off safely as well.
Well, I first met you when you were a student of mine a few years ago, and you were on the rodeo circuit trying to go to class, and you accomplished all that, graduated last December. But, man, that was tough, wasn't it?
Oh, it was really tough. But I mean, I thank the teachers here so well because, you know, I did miss a lot of school trying to keep up, you know, in the world standings and get into the finals. But, you know, with great teachers like you know, you let me take all my tests early. I was doing homework and getting homework turned in before anybody else was. So, you know, you guys working with me and got me my education and got me my degree, it was really the only way they could possibly have worked out.
Now, you got here, Coach Mason brought you on the rodeo team. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Iowa, up Wisconsin, Illinois border, a little small town called Zwingle.
All right, so you are on the circuit. And, you know, last year when you finished 4th in bareback at the national finals in Las Vegas, you wore a Missouri Valley College patch. A lot of people saw that.
Yeah, you know, I'm proud to represent Missouri Valley. You know, they've done a lot for me. You know, they've got me a degree. I met my wife here. We now live in Marshall. I still work with Coach with the rough stock team, even though I'm alumni and graduated out. So, you know, I still bleed some purple and orange.
Well, that's good, and you always will, I hope. Now, you're going to go down to Texas and take part in a school here and be an instructor the next week, right?
Yeah, there's an association kind of little group that's called Ace High Rodeo Academy, and they have, you know, NFR qualifiers come on and put schools on for young kids or anybody really. It doesn't really matter what age you are. I mean, heck, you could go if you want to come down there and get on a bucket.
I don't think we're going to do that.
But it's a really great deal for the kids. You know, as instructors, they fly us down there, and then, you know, we get to teach these kids, and it's free for the kids. And that's the big thing. You know, there's 3 NFR qualifiers. A lot of schools charge $400 or $500 to these young high school kids to learn from them for 3 days. You know, I think it's great that they don't charge these kids, and they get to learn from us. And, you know, it's a great thing. It helps me give back to the sport that gave back to me.
You know, I'm sitting here thinking you're first in the nation, PRCA. You're sitting here as humble as you've ever been. I mean, man, you're one of the top in the world.
Yeah, the PRCA, that's the biggest association, so that's actually our world standings. But, you know, I know where I come from. I don't have to get big-headed about being number 1 in the world. So I want to go to Vegas, do my job, and walk out of there with a gold buckle if the good Lord intends it for me. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's all about being true to yourself and doing what you love to do.
Now, you say you're working out. Now, you're giving your body a little rest from being on the top of those bareback horses, but Coach Pat of the wrestling program isn't giving you a break. You're working out with him, right?
Yeah, not at all. It's brutal. He comes up with some torturous workouts, and we work out 5 days a week, and we work out hard. And I started working out with Coach Mason again on our technique, so it's kind of like running 2-a-days up there. So when I show up to Vegas, there will be no doubt in my mind that I didn't put the time in on the off season that I needed to.
All right, so it's weight training and all that, but technique. Tell me just a little bit about the technique.
Technique, we have a thing called the spur board, and then we have a bucking machine, and it's, you know, if you really want to break it down, it's like a mechanical bull in a bar.
Okay.
But it's a little bit more specified to what we do. And really, it's all about muscle memory, your spur stroke, how hard you set your feet, the upper body position. And the bucking machine actually moves so you can get the feel and the timing of a horse and try to pick timing up. And how fast you can move your feet on some, and they can turn it up and make it really buck, and you have to get back down. You can't expose yourself as much. So it helps mentally prepare you for what kind of animal you're going to get on.
8 seconds. Goes by quickly?
Sometimes. Sometimes it's an eternity.
Yeah.
There's a round out there at the finals. We call it our eliminator round, and it's the hardest 15 horses in the world to ride. And, I mean, it feels like you're on their back for an hour. They're anywhere from 1,500 to 1,900 pounds, and they can jump 4 feet in the air and kick over their head. I mean, they're the most athletic animals. You know, I think some of these, you know, they talked about, you know, LeBron getting the ESPY for most athletic athlete. Go watch a bucking horse jump up there as high as LeBron does and then kick over his head.
Now, do you run into some of the same livestock from rodeo to rodeo?
Yeah, we've seen these livestock. We actually vote this livestock in. The 15 of us got together on, it was like 9.5-hour conference call, broke up a few different times, and we picked these 105 horses out that we won at the finals. So it's horses that we've studied, we've been on, we know how they perform in that arena because, you know, the money out there is huge. It pays $30,000 a night, and it pays $70,000 to win a total combined scores over 10 days. So we want everybody to have the best shot every single night. We don't want to have a horse that doesn't give a guy a shot to win.
And you and the best competitors in the world are going to be there.
Yep, it's the top 15 guys in the world from your respective event, and it's 10 days of. It's a challenge for sure. It's an animal in itself, 10 days straight.
That's December 1st to the 10th in Las Vegas on CBS Sports on television. As I said, a lot of people saw you on there, and hopefully you do represent Missouri Valley very well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to be a representative of Missouri Valley and an alumni from Missouri Valley, so I was glad to represent them last year.
As you said, you live here now. Your wife, Sam, works, Samantha works here at the college, so I guess you're getting kind of settled into Saline County, at least for right now, huh?
Yeah, we're happy with it right now. We bought our first home a year ago, and we've done a lot of work to it, and we just kind of finished it up the last couple weeks, so it makes us content at being here for the time being. And
all right, so there you have comments from Tim O'Connell, a young man that lives in Marshall now, MVC grad, and he's ranked #1 in the world in bareback riding in the professional rodeo circuit as they head to Las Vegas. They only take the top 15 in each one of those events, so he is in that top 15. Quite a young man. Let's take a 1-minute break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about this contest and what the Vikes need to do to get into the playoffs, and then we'll have the second half. It's all coming up. 1 minute, Viking Sports Network.
Young athletes often run the risk of strain or injury. It's good to know that Fitzgibbon Rehabilitation Services is on your team. Fitzgibbon Rehabilitation Services provides outpatient physical therapy, many highly specialized certified techniques designed to put athletes back at the top of their game. So when your doctor prescribes outpatient physical therapy, remember Fitzgibbon Rehabilitation Services is close by for adult, pediatric, and athletic physical rehabilitation. Learn more at fitzgibbon.org.
Richardson's Detailing and Mobile Service will help you with all your vehicle and power washing needs. Monday through Saturday, the shop is open for vehicle cleaning, basic washes to full details, and the mobile unit is ready to power wash your homes, fences, decks, and agricultural equipment. Protect your investment by having them professionally cleaned. To schedule an appointment, stop by 259 West Boyd Street in Marshall or call 815-7511. Richardson's Detailing and Mobile Service. Professional, personable, affordable, and waiting for the next dirty job.
Well, the Vikings lead it by the score of 21-3. Joe, I thought a very impressive first half of the Vikings. Made a couple of mistakes, but when the offense made a mistake, the defense really came up with big plays of their own.
Well, they really did. And the Vikings, this is one of those games. You know, we've had a lot of very close games this year, and this one could very well end up being a very close game. But at least in the first half, the Vikings got the lead and then put the pedal to the metal and never let up. And that's what you like to see. They played well from wire to wire.
How about some other scores that we have coming in?
Well, in final score, Baker knocks off Evangel 44-17. So congratulations to the Wildcats. They win the Southern I guess it's the Southern Division of the conference with a perfect 5-0 record. They still have that #2 ranking, so it looks like they will have home field advantage for however they last in the playoffs, we would guess. Graceland a chance to cap off a good season for the Yellow Jackets. They lead Culver Stockton 24-10 midway through the fourth quarter. So one of the best years Graceland's had in quite a while. Two teams have had disappointing seasons, but a chance for one of them to finish on a high note. Avila and Central Methodist. At last report, we had late in the fourth quarter, Avila clinging to a 27-26 lead. So, you know, that's a big game for those two teams. They would both like to end the season with a win. Congratulations to Grandview. I guess with that win, they actually tie William Penn for the Northern Division Championship. But since they beat the Statesman in head-to-head competition, Grandview will be the Northern champ. They will probably, I guess, will be in the playoffs, being the division champ. Benedictine leading Peru State 20-16. That score was midway through the third quarter, so quite a bit of time left in that one. Two good teams there. Then other games of interest, St. Mary's leads Kansas Wesleyan 24-7 at half. A battle of a couple of Kansas teams. Tabor leading Bethel 23-7 in the second quarter. Then at halftime, out west, a couple of good teams there. Eastern Oregon looks like they've out-field goaled Carroll 2 field goals to 1. They lead at 6-3 at halftime. And Ken, you know more about the implications of those games in terms of playoff possibilities than I do.
Yeah, well, Eastern Oregon's about 3 spots ahead of the Vikings in the playoffs. Carroll's not going to go anywhere, but if Carroll beats them, they could drop below the Vikings in the standings, and that would be big. The other one we're going to watch is Arizona Christian. They're 6-3. They've won their conference, but they're ranked number 25. If they would have to jump all the way to number 20 to knock the Vikings out. It's possible. Not probable, but possible. And we haven't heard what Denny's team's doing yet. So hopefully by basketball tonight, we'll at least know what these scores are. But we're not going to know till, I think it's 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. 3 or 4 tomorrow afternoon they make the announcement.
Well, the Vikings need to take care of business, win this game. But if they win this game, it would be a bad injustice for them not to make the playoffs. They've had a very good team, and I know they're should be playoff bound.
All right, here's the kick, and Jacoby Ballard takes it at the 10, up the middle, looks for a hole, turns the sideline. Jacoby to the 30, 35, 40, breaks another tackle, spins across the 45, all the way out to the 47-yard line. A super return by Jacoby Ballard, and Vikings have great field position to start the second half.
Dalton Enlow, who returns kicks himself, he was the man to make the tackle there from MidAm, but a good job by Jacoby. Jacoby caught that ball about the 5 and made a quick move to the left and had a lane right down that left sideline and returns it. Looks like he returned that ball almost 40 yards.
So the Vikings have it 1st and 10, their own 47-yard line. You know what the coaches said, let's get after him here in the second half. Put this thing away. Now the Vikings don't have enough players on the field, and Siobhan Richardson has to step out from the sideline as a wide receiver. First down at the 47-yard line, and a flag, delay a game. Wow. So the Vikings on the first play of the second half, I don't know if Siobhan Richardson or Henry, it might have been the fact that Devon Henry may have been in that formation, but he's on the sideline. He kind of got shaken up a little bit on the kick return, so Siobhan wasn't there. So a penalty, and it's 1st and 15 from the 42. On the first down handoff, they give it off to Kenny Sampson. He goes backwards. Well, not a good start after the nice kickoff as Roy Dennis has that play, and it's 2nd down and a ton.
How many times do you see an offensive or defensive lineman wear number 11? But that's what Roy Dennis is. He's a 6'2", 245-pound senior out of Grandview, and he hit Kenny Sanford in the backfield. And so it's going to be second down, about 23 for the Vikings.
Well, a 5-yard penalty, and all of a sudden the Vikings are pushed back at the 35 on the first drive. 2nd down, empty backfield, and Jake Bridges maybe changing the play here. He takes the snap, rolls to his right. Dennis is after him. He throws it. He's looking for Bellard, who dives. Did he get it?
Yeah,
he's got the ball all the way down to the 33-yard line of the Pioneers. He dove, got it, and held the ball high in the air.
Well, quite likely this could be the last home game for Siobhan Richardson, Jacoby Bellard, 2 senior receivers, and both guys have stepped up and made some nice catches here today. Good throw by Bridges on the run, and a great diving catch that time by Bellard.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line of the Pioneers. That was on 2nd and 23. Vikings move into Pioneer territory, leading 21-3, early third quarter. Bridges takes the snap. They hand it off to Sanford. Kenny Started to go to his right, cuts back to the left, gets inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line, where it will be second down and about 7.
A little bit of a misdirection play that time, and Kenny Sanford hesitated, tried to find the hole to open, got about 3 on the play, so not a bad first down play. Takes the ball inside of the 30 down to about the 28-yard line. Just underway in the second half. In case you just joined us, Missouri Valley with 3 Jake Bridges touchdown passes in the first half leads Mid-America 21-3.
Second down and 7 inside the 30-yard line of the Pioneers from the right hash mark. That's where the Vikings have the football. Bridges takes the snap, looks right, looking right all the way. Now he pulls it down. He's going to try to run out of that traffic, and he's going to be dropped down by Horta at the 30-yard line. A loss of 1, it'll be 3rd and 8.
I think that's Jake Bridges' first carry of the day. Normally he scrambles and carries the ball quite a bit, but Jake has been content to stay back in the pocket here so far. So 3rd down and 5 as Cody Hendricks checks in. Big Joe Young, and they comes out for the Vikings.
Cody plays that fullback spot, sometimes lines up as a tight end. He'll be in that fullback spot on the left side on 3rd down and 9, a loss of a yard by Bridges.
Look for Cody. He might be a target on this play.
Over the middle, number 35 wouldn't be a bad idea. 3rd down. Rushes on, in trouble is Bridges. He turns, throws it in traffic, and gets it to Stenard. Ball is loose. He was down, however, at the 24-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 2. Bridges in all kinds of duress threw the ball. It was caught inside the 25 of the 24. It's going to be 4th down and 3.
Number 1, how did Jake unload that ball? Number 2, how did he get it so close to a receiver?
Wow, yeah, and it was caught.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, don't throw that ball, punt it away. Well, here comes a 42-yard attempt for Austin Johnson. This would match his season high as far as season-long field goal. Now they're going to say 41. Ball down, kicked by Johnson. Plenty of leg. It's on the way. It's good.
Good kick.
A 41-yard field goal by Austin Johnson. So the Vikings put some points on the board, and they're up by 3 touchdowns, 24-3. 11:16 to go. Third quarter, back in 30 seconds. Viking Sports Network. We'll be back in a moment.
You need a diesel engine for one reason, power. So what good is it if it doesn't start? Randy Adams over at Marshall Diesel will set you up with an 1100 cranking amp battery. Randy's crew works on air, hydraulic, and electric brakes, truck or tractor. They do steel and aluminum welding with exhaust parts in stock, like mufflers, elbows, and pipe, including both 4 and 5-inch flex pipe. Open 8 to 5 weekdays till noon on Saturday to do your DOT inspection. Call Randy Adams at 886-8646. Marshall Diesel, 758 North Miami and Marshall. Credit cards welcome. See him at marshalldiesel.com.
The thrill of cutting loose with some real friends.
It's like bomb kicking off again.
Gets old. At Yeager's Harley Davidson, we'll show you how easy it is to put that feeling back in your life. A Harley Davidson motorcycle costs less than you think. We've got 8 Harley motorcycles starting at under $12,000. And Harley Davidson Riding Academy makes learning to ride easy. Stop by Yeager's Harley Davidson today. Live your legend. Yeager's Harley Davidson, South Highway 65 in Sedalia, and at YeagerCycle.com.
Well, Baum kicking off again, sends this one to the goal line. Dalton Enlow fumbled it back into the end zone and wisely took a knee. So the Pioneers will take over, but they trail now by the score of 24-3 early third quarter.
You know, Ken, that 41-yard field goal by Austin Johnson might be one of the bigger plays of this game. Maybe not in the outcome of the game, but kicking, if we get into the playoffs, the kicking game could be very critical, and the 41-yarder has to boost your confidence and might need those field goals.
Here's the first down handoff, and they go to Taylor. Not much there. Taylor had 40 yards rushing at the half. So he needs to find 60 yards somewhere, 58 more yards to get to 4,000 for his career. He checks out right now.
Will be interesting to see with Mid-America down 24-3. Will they abandon that running game or try to get it going again?
Well, he's out right now, and they go into an empty set for Trey Cooper. Cooper rushes on, throws over the middle. It is caught, and that should be a first down. Nice catch by Devon Boyce. He was hit hard, but he got enough for the first down at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, senior Justin Gallagher was there to make that hit. Justin really rung his bell, but a good job hanging on to the football. So That's first down across the 35 out to about the 36.
This team again averages 457 a game yards, and they were at 134 for the first half. A lot of football left to play, though. They give it off to Taylor. Tries to bounce to the outside for the first time. He's loose, and he gets a first down across midfield all the way to the 48-yard line of the Vikings.
Yeah, you just kind of wondered. You figured before the day was over he was going to break one, but he got a nice gain that time. So, yeah, it's going to take it into Viking territory out to about the 48-yard line. So, nice run that time by probably the All-American Taylor, I would guess.
But as long as they run the football, it takes a lot of time off that clock. It's first down at the 48-yard line of the Vikings. Vikes leading 24-3. Empty backfield again. Flag is down. That'll be a motion penalty.
Yeah, Taylor was moving towards the line of scrimmage when the ball was snapped.
Sam Van Dyke made the catch at the Viking 44, but flag was thrown. Yeah, in the Canadian League you can do that. Yeah. In the Canadian League you can turn and head upfield. You can't do it in college or pro in the United States. So it'll be first down. The ball will be back in the MidAm territory at the 46-yard line. 9:38 third quarter.
Yeah, Taylor looked a little confused on what he was supposed to do on that play exactly. They were going to spread him out as a wide receiver, it looked like. Now Kilgore and Antoine Palmer come back into the Viking defensive lineup. Yeah, Big Carton right in the middle there.
If you're in the two deep on this Viking defense, you better be ready to play. Now man goes in motion, and they're going to keep it on the ground to Taylor. Taylor with a sweep. Taylor turns the corner. Oh, what a nice move. He's loose, and he's finally going to be tackled all the way to the 35-yard line. They just ran him to the right side. He cut back against the grain, gets all the way down to the Viking 35-yard line, first down.
Terenzo Vereen wrapped him up. Looked like Terenzo maybe a little bit shaken up on the play, but once again, a great job at changing directions that time by Javon Taylor, and he's the real deal, no doubt about it. 1st and 10 Mid-America at the Viking 35, Valley up 24-3, 9 minutes to go in the third.
This team scored 42 first-half points at CMU last week, and 49 for the game. Now here's a pass out of the backfield, and inside the 30, all the way down to the 25-yard line goes Drake Toffe as he caught that one out of the backfield. And here come the Pioneers really using their 2-minute hurry-up offense here.
Well, Mid-America starting the second half the same way they started the game. They moved the ball very effectively on that first drive of the game. And down to down to about the 26. It's a second down and less than a yard.
Cedric O'Hara checks in. Stephen Thayer is out, at least for a play. Ball is at the 27-yard line of the Vikings. 8:16 to go, and they'll hand it off again to Taylor. Taylor working that right side, picks up a first down to the 23. But you'd think they need a touchdown here. They don't want to settle for a field goal attempt.
Cedric O'Hara and Justin Gallegos on that stop for the Vikings, but that is going to be enough for a first down as Taylor takes it down to the 22-yard line. So MidAm, they've been held to a lone field goal so far, but they're knocking at the door midway through the third quarter.
They hustle up to the line of scrimmage on the first down. Send a man in motion. They'll pitch it again to Taylor, running to his left. Taylor tries to cut it up, and he goes down inside the 20, though, as that offensive line with a good surge. It'll be second down, and boy, the Vikings are just players coming in and out on every play.
And that time Taylor had 3 big dudes out in front of him. That offensive line looked like they pulled a guard from the right to the left, and 3 big linemen out in front. And Taylor made the most of it, got 5 yards on the play. So let's call it second 5, long 5, short 6. Take your pick.
Ball left hash mark, Viking 18-yard line. Taylor again, left side. That's their bread and butter play, and Taylor gets inside the 15. He'll be a little shy of the first down. It'll be third about
There's
2. Now
flag. A little bit of extracurricular activity.
Who's this going to be on?
I'm not sure. We'll see. Came from the far right side of the field.
Nate Chitwood's going to let us know in a moment.
Ooh, it's against him.
Oh, wow. Carlos Loaiza, he's from Los Angeles. He's the starting guard on that right side. And boy, does that hurt. That sends the ball all the way back.
That's the last thing you want. That's the last thing you want, but when you're behind 24-3 and driving in the second half.
And something happened because the official on the linesman saw it, and he came running in and threw the flag. That sends it all the way back to the 30-yard line, where it'll be second down at about 17. It would have been, wow.
The official that threw that flag, I think, was closer to us up in the press box than he was to the play.
I think it should have been third down, too, or maybe because that was a second down play, but we're going to see if it was after the play. It was, so it's third down, yeah. I thought they have second down on the marker, but it was after the play, so it's third. Instead of
like
third and 2, it's
about 17 or 18.
Third about 17 or 18 here. Empty backfield for Trey Cooper. Let's see if the Vikes can take advantage of this break. Here they come, line holds. And now Cooper is going to be swarmed under. Back at the 41-yard line. Oh, he tried to get away from the rush, and he turned right into 3 purple jerseys, fourth down.
Was that Nate Higgins? I think that was Nate Higgins, number 99. I think the first to get there. Carlton Kilgore was also there, so great pressure by the Vikings. And Mid-America definitely was in field goal range. Now they're back to their, looks like about their 36-yard line, so they're going to have to kick it away.
How big a penalty was that?
Oh, huge.
After the play, a 15-yard penalty.
That just makes you pull your hair out as a coach.
Wow. Well, Casillas will punt it from midfield, and he gets it away.
Nice punt.
They're going to stay away from this one. It sails into the, it didn't get into the end zone. That thing hit at the 1-yard line and checked back. Or did it get in?
No, I don't think it did.
I don't think
it's
so.
Another one, but I don't think Phil Mickelson could have stopped the wedge any better than that. That ball hit right on the tip at the 1 and then darted straight sideways. And nice high spiral. What a kick by Casillas that time.
Well, they're going to give it the 2-yard line. Excellent kick by Casillas. The Vikings now will go 1st and 10 at their own 2. But Joe, again, going back to, I want to continue on that play, but we've talked about it with our team at times too. Those personal fouls after the play can just change that entire drive, obviously.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure we've had a 98-yard drive all year. Let's get one right here.
Well, the Vikings don't go under center very often, and they're not going to do it here. They'll work out of the empty backfield with Bridges as he stands midway into the end zone with 6:03 to go.
Look for a short, sure pass on this.
Vikings lead 24-3, and they're going to throw it. And they throw it down the sideline, and it's incomplete. Vikings wanted pass interference, but that's pretty good coverage. It'll be second down and 10 from the 2.
It was intended for Khalil Smith that time, and the defensive back that time was
Smith.
Yeah, Matthew Smith, and he was right in Khalil's face step for step. So, yeah, that was a good no call.
Good no call there.
Heiser comes back in. He'll be a wide receiver for the Vikings on this play. And looks like Khalil Smith flanked to the left, Heiser and Stenard and Bellard to the right.
Well, you want to get at least 1 first down out of here and take some time off the clock and give yourself a little room for the punt if you have to punt it. Back into the pistol go the Vikings. They're going to throw it into the end zone. It's dropped. Mid-America's saying safety or touchdown, but it was a forward pass. So it's 3rd down and 10 from the 2. You know, you're right. If that would have been a lateral, it would have been a touchdown.
But when you scoop it off the ground, it's forward. It's not a touchdown. Yeah. Well, the Vikes need it. They want something here. They do not want to put Aaron Baum with his back right on that back line of the end zone.
Well, they got to get out to the 12-yard line. What a punt by Casillas. It set this up. Empty backfield for Jake Bridges on 3rd down and 10 from the 2. Rushes on. He takes the snap. He's going to throw it out of the end zone. Jacoby Bellard makes the catch at the 21-yard line for the first down. What a spectacular catch by the senior.
And I say once again, if you're talking about MVPs, you'd have to mention Jacoby and Siobhan Richardson. They both had big days. Last day they'll probably play on this field as seniors, and they both come out big so far today. Yep.
What a catch.
Okay, and he kept his foot in bounds. Good throw by Jake Bridges, scrambling to his right.
So the first down at the 21, 5:32 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Now the Vikings will go back to the ground to Sanford. Kenny hit once, hit twice, got a yard, and that's it. But he's over the 1,000-yard mark. More importantly now, Joe, I know we're midway through 3rd quarter, but that clock is important. And with 5:12 to go, leading 24-3, each first down takes a couple of minutes off that clock.
Sophomore defensive back Wesley Williams made that last stop for MidAm. But like I say, we're down to 5 minutes here in the 3rd. Come on, guys. Keep it moving here. Second down and second and 9.
Remember, the Pioneers were moving, and then that big penalty, personal foul, stopped that drive. Second down and 8. Ball just across the 20-yard line. Bridges takes the snap. Throws over the middle, and it's intercepted at the 30-yard line. And this is going to be a pick 6. The ball was picked off and taken all the way for the touchdown by Drake Toffe. And Mid-America right back in the game.
Got a flag. There's a flag.
Flag down at the 17-yard line. Toffe takes it in. Wow. Holding on the return, so no touchdown.
Wow.
But a pick 6 by Toffe. Stepped in front, and Jake threw a poor pass, one of the few bad plays he's made today. Toffe took it into the end zone for the pick 6. It's going to come back, but still, the Pioneers will have great field position.
Boy, 2 huge penalties, though, against Mid-America on these last 2 drives. That would have been 6 for sure. And when they got the unsportsmanlike penalty call on the last drive, the Pioneers were driving. And this is going to back the ball all the way back to about the 27-yard line. So MidAm will take over their 1st and 10 with 4:33 to go in the third quarter. Vikes still in charge, but you feel a little bit of a momentum shift right there.
Toffe, that was I believe his first interception of the year. Now Taylor straight ahead. He stopped after a short gain to the 25-yard line. Palade will come into the contest for the Vikings. We're down to 4:20 and counting, third quarter.
Well, Ken, I tell you what, this Viking defense has had their backs up against the wall a good part of the afternoon, but they've responded each time so far as they've held MidAm to just that one lone field goal. But let's see if we can do it. See if we can do it one more time.
Second down and about 7 from the 25-yard line, left hash mark. Cooper takes the pass, looks left, throws it, completes it, no gain. In fact, a loss of a yard on the play. As Thayer, now they're going to throw the flag on Thayer, and I saw what he did. He made the tackle, he wouldn't let go of the leg.
No.
And so the umpire threw the flag.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, that was a good call. There's no question about it. It should be third down and 6. Thayer just held on a little too long. Or is that what they're going to call? They still have not seen. Well, they're going to put the ball down. Let's see. I think that's the call. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it is good.
Well,
they didn't call it on Thayer, did they?
They called it on
Aguiar.
Aguiar.
Yeah. I don't know what he did. It looked like Thayer. Somebody had hold of the receiver's leg for a long time after the play was dead.
You just don't need those penalties. Those are things you just can't do. Whatever Aguiar did, it's you're trying to win a football game. Just stay away from that.
Chaz Matty said he came in late. Aguilar came in late with a hit.
All right. So it's first down at about the 13-yard line. Center man in motion. And they're going to keep it to Taylor. Bounces to the outside. Vikings are there. He tries to cut back. Gets to the 10. That's a gain of 2 or 3. And it's going to be second down from the 10-yard line. They can get a first down at the 3.
I saw Sudert was there. Gallegos was there. King was there. So good job by the Vikings.
Second down and 7. The ball at the 11-yard line. 2 wide receivers off to the right side for the Pioneers. They're trying to score late third quarter, 3 minutes to go. Cooper, empty backfield, throws. It is caught out of the backfield, and a good tackle made by Palmer. It'll be third down. That was a gain of about 3, 3rd and 4 coming up.
Yeah, good job by Antoine. Not much he could do to stop the ball from being caught, but he dumped the receiver right after the ball was caught. So that's going to be third down at about 5. And you've got to think that MidAm, they don't want a field goal right now. They want a TD.
And coming back in is Javon Taylor. He was out on that last play. Good tackle, because that was Gio Gonzalez who made the catch, the big tight end, and Palmer put him down right where he caught it. The ball's at the 8. Third down, right hash mark. Taylor stays in the backfield along with Cooper on this third down play. A lot of movement and flags. And again, I think this is going to go against, a timeout was taken by the Pioneers. Yeah. They had movement all over the place, and Brian Wilmer got a timeout. So 2:14 to go, third quarter. 24-3, Vikings with a lead. The Pioneers trying to take advantage of an interception. We're back with the play in 1 minute. Viking Sports Network.
You've always done the right thing. Ate your vegetables, joined the Scouts, went to school, got married, and you helped your parents with their complicated smartphones. And even though you've always done the right thing, the unexpected still happened. If you're rebuilding your credit and you need a new car, the Jumpstart program at WK now has even more financing options than ever before. Call Christina Jasper or visit us online at WKChevy.com. WK Chevrolet, Buick, Cadillac, and GMC in Sedalia, home of the Jumpstart program.
Many of you may know Gieselman Trucking and Quarter for our grain trailers and nationwide hauling. But did you know we haul lime, fertilizer, sand, gravel, and livestock too? I'm Wendy Gieselman. I hope you'll consider us the next time you need rock and other items here locally. We are family owned and have been dump trucking since 1982. You'll find our service friendly, our pricing affordable, and our answers to your questions honest and sincere. For all your local rock and sand hauling, give Gieselman Trucking a call, 660-674-2367.
After the timeout, it's third down and about 4. Under center goes Cooper. Back to throw. Rush is on. Cooper in trouble. Cooper is sacked back at the 15-yard line. And that's Stephen Thayer.
That's Steve Thayer again.
Wow. And they're going to go for the field goal here.
Yeah,
at least line up for it.
they're. I mean, they've got to go 15 yards. It's goal to go. Well, not quite. They can get a first down at about the 4-yard line, can't they?
How
so
about
still
Stephen Thayer?
fourth and about 12, so I think field goal is probably a wise decision.
Casillas will attempt this one, middle of the field, and this will be about a 32-yard attempt.
Yep.
Remember, the ball was in the end zone. Here is the kick. It's on the way. It is no good. Are you kidding me? Wow. Are you kidding me? They had the ball in the end zone on the pick six, called back because of a hold, and then a penalty on the Vikings, and then a sack by Thayer. They missed the field goal. Through all that, the Pioneers get no points out of it.
Well, you know, Ken, looking back the last 2 games at home, the Vikings have not given up a touchdown on this field in the last 7 quarters, at least the last 7 quarters. Because I think Evangel only had that lone field goal in that 51-3 win, and then MidAm's got the field goal today, and that's it. So the defense has really played well, especially here at home.
Well, that was just absolutely huge. So first down for the Vikings at their own 20 after Casillas missed his second field goal of the day.
And that's got to take a lot of the wind out of the sails of the Pioneers.
You had the ball in the end zone. High snap. Give it off to Sanford. Sanford bounces to the outside, still trying to get out there and gets a yard. Good tackle. Open field tackle made by Elijah Daly.
And he's a freshman out of Tulare, California. So, yeah, that was a nice tackle by Daly. Sanford went up the middle, went left, and tried to spin it all the way to the outside, and Daly not fooled. So 2nd and 9, down under a minute to play here in the third quarter. Vikings on top, comfortable lead at least right now, 24-3.
2 wide receivers off to the right, 1 to the left. Bridges waits for the snap. That was a gain of only a yard by Sanford, who's in the backfield, lined up in the pistol. Bridges takes the snap. Calmly looks downfield. Now he takes off, pumps once. He's going to run with it, makes a nice move, gets across the 25 to the 27. He was down. The ball came loose, but they ruled him down at the 27-yard line. So it's 3rd and about 3, and that should be the last play of the third quarter. I doubt if the Vikings will snap another play. They have a 24-3 lead, and they would like to take all the time they can. So it appears they're just going to run out the clock, and that'll do it for the third quarter. So 24-3, Vikings with a lead. We're back with quarter number 4, a game the Vikings have to win to have any shot at the NAIA playoffs. Quarter number 4 coming up in 1 minute on the Viking Sports Network.
A big harvest goes hand in hand with the fertility needs of next year's crop. As soon as harvest is finished, it's time to begin soil testing, especially grid sampling, so that you can address the fertility needs of each field. It's not too soon to schedule the soil testing with us at Central Missouri Agri-Service. The more we get done this fall, the sooner you can get to the field next spring. Give us a call at Central Missouri Agri-Service, where our success is measured by your success.
You wouldn't have to clean your gutters if you had no-clog gutters from CMB Gutter Solutions and Vinyl Siding. Have them install no-clog gutters that come with a lifetime guarantee that the gutters will never clog or fall off. They also offer expert installation of vinyl siding made by Mastic, an American-made vinyl siding that comes with a double lifetime guarantee. C&B Gutter Solutions and Vinyl Siding in Sedalia. Call them toll-free at 877-827-9071 for a free estimate today.
Joe, it's senior day. The seniors should play well, and you pointed out 3 of them that have had really fantastic games.
Well, we mentioned Javon Richardson, Jacoby Bellard a few minutes ago. Both those guys have made big catches, and Richardson's caught 2 touchdown passes. But how about the play of defensive end linebacker Steve Thayer? He's been all over the field as he's been so many times, and a lot of guys have played well so far today, though.
Well, here's the 3rd down play. The Vikes now with that 3-touchdown lead, moving from north to south, but they would like to pick up a 1st down, keep this drive alive. Bridges, short drop, throws it. He has got wide open over the middle. Dorian Stannard makes the catch, racing to the 10, to the 5, touchdown! Dorian Stannard makes the catch at the 45-yard line of the Pioneers, and it was a foot race, and he won it.
Is that an 80-yarder, I think?
Close to 80 yards on the touchdown to Stannard, and folks, if that defensive stand didn't put this game away, that might have. It is now 30-3. Boy, does he have some speed when he makes the catch.
Yes, he does. There were 2 guys that had angles on him, and I thought they were going to wrap him up probably about the 25, 30-yard line. But boy, Dorian just kept turning on both burners. And good to see him. He's been a big play man all year long, and good day for several Viking wide receivers.
Remember, Joe, and we'll keep it here after this extra point by Johnson. Kick is on the way, and it is up, and it is good. It's 31-3. Remember when Dorian was a freshman, he dropped a lot of balls.
Yeah.
And he has become such a clutch receiver. When we had him on one of our pregame shows, we asked him about that, and he said he stayed here over the summer, took some classes, and just worked on that, worked on his hands, worked on catching the ball. And I'll tell you what, he's one of the best receivers in this conference, no question about it.
You know what's the best thing about him? He's got another year.
He's got another year. That's the best thing about him. And, boy, he caught that ball, and he was off to the races. You're right. 2 guys had an angle on him, and he just outran everybody for the touchdown. And the Vikings up 31-3 now.
Yeah, I tell you what, I feel very good about the way this Viking team is playing right now. You talk about peaking at the right time. I don't think there's any doubt. These last 3 games, they've really – I know there was a loss to Baker last week, but that was a well-played game by the Vikings. I think this team could be, if we can get into the playoffs, I think this team could be dangerous.
74-yard official touchdown
74,
pass.
I thought that was 80. Okay,
74 yards.
All right. All right, 74 is okay. I'd rather have 80, but we'll take 74.
We'll take the 74. You're a little greedy today,
yeah, sometimes. I want Bridges to get as many passing yards as he can.
That's
I want him
true.
to get over that 356
He's going to be close.
mark.
We'll check that here in a moment. This kick goes into the end zone, and it's fumbled away by Taylor and goes out of the end zone. Well, that the last, 10 minutes of this game are of real time. The interception for a pick 6, it would have made it a 24-10 game, called back for the hold. Then the Vikings do not give up any points, and then just a few plays later, 74-yard touchdown, and that's just a huge turnaround here in the second
MidAm,
half.
2 great opportunities to score. They took themselves out of scoring range with that one unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Then after that big interception by Tofi, they have a chance to score, and the Viking defense turns them away. So let's see if we can do it again. Just under 15 minutes to play in the game.
And they give it off now to Taylor. Now the thing for Taylor is, can he get to 100 yards rushing? Joe, how many did Bridges need to get to?
Bridges, according to what I've got right now, needed 356 to get to 2,500.
He's at 382.
So he's gone over 2,500 yards passing as a freshman. That's what, 4 touchdown passes today, I believe?
Yep.
I think that's 4. So now he's got 26 touchdown passes on the season.
2nd down and 2 coming up for the Pioneers. Back to throw. Cooper rushes on, throwing it deep, and it is intercepted by Battle, but he was out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Close.
Gallegos was back there. Battle was back there. And Battle was playing center field, made the catch. He was out of bounds. Now Gallegos is showing him how you need to keep the feet in bounds when you make the catch.
Yeah. Let me show you, young man.
He said, I have 5 INTs. I know how to do that. So it's 3rd down and 8 now. Ball is at the 26-yard line. 14:07 to go.
It's desperation time for Mid-America right now.
Out of the empty backfield, Cooper wants to throw, back pedals. They're coming after him again. He rolls to his right, throws it deep downfield. It is incomplete, just out of reach of Sam Van Dyke. It'll be 4th down.
Gallegos and Stephon Seals back there in double coverage that time for the Vikings. So pretty good job that time by Mid-America's offensive line. Cooper had a lot of time to throw, but well covered by the Vikings. So as much as they hate to, looks like MidAm's going to have to kick it away again with 13:59 to go in the game. It's all Missouri Valley right now, 31-3.
They have 193 yards of offense. This is a team that averages 457.
Whew.
Casillas to punt. Standing his own 10. Gallegos back, or excuse me, Heiser back at the 30. Rushes on. They get it away. End over end. This one's going to bounce, and Heiser says, everybody stay away from this. It rolls inside the 30, rolls down to the 25, down to the 24, and that's where they'll take over. We're going to keep it right here. Joe, again, talking to Monty Rowe yesterday, and what Monty was talking about is he said his big concern was if Mid-America could run the ball with that big line that they have, a very good line, then the Vikings their quickness probably wouldn't do them all that much good. But he said if we can get the lead, if our offense can get us the lead and they have to throw, then Thayer and King and the rest of them can use their quickness, and that's what's happened here in the second half.
Oh, it really has. And, when the Vikings went ahead, I think when they went ahead 14-3, that kind of changed the offensive philosophy a little bit of Mid-America. When it was still a 7-0, 7-3 game, running game was still intact, but they've changed since then.
Well, the Vikings have the ball, and they give it off to Sanford. Sanford trying to find a small seam in that line. Not much there, but he protects the ball. Well, the score out of Montana, not what we wanted. Eastern Oregon leading Carroll 27-17 early fourth quarter. So that's one you'd hope that it would be the other way around. Not that important. The big one, well, the big thing's going to be just to see what happens with Arizona Christian if they bump them 5 spots. So nothing we can do about that. Just win the football game.
Well, just got to take care of business, take care of things in our control right now, and they're doing a pretty good job of that.
John Simmons is in at the running back spot for Sanford here on 2nd down and 10. And they give him the ball, and the Kansas State freshman trying to get to the outside. He's pulled down from behind. It'll be 3rd down. The Vikings going to play it very close to the vest right now.
Yeah, no need to put the ball in the air. I mean, they probably will put it in the air, but need to eat some clock if we possibly can, and the Vikings do that on those first 2 running plays. So haven't picked up much. Still 3rd and 10, so play coming in from the bench. And Vikes moving, what do they say, left to right on your radio dial,
left
right?
to right on your radio dial, and you're driving around today.
In other terms, that'd mean north to south.
3rd and 10, empty backfield for Bridges. He rolls to his right, wants to throw it that way. He completes it to Washington. He's across the 30 to the 45, gets all the way to midfield. Oh, excuse me, Rayshawn Parker. Rayshawn with the catch.
That's your mass comm man, isn't it?
Rayshawn Parker's first catch, and he gets all the way across midfield to the 46-yard line of the Pioneers. The Vikings are on their way to a win.
And
now it'll be up to the pole.
Does that put Jake Bridges over 400 yards passing in the game?
We'll check that. That should put him over 400 on the game. We'll wait until they update the stats. Rayshawn Parker with a catch. Good job, Ray. And it's 1st down at the 48-yard line of the Pioneers. Vikings up 31-3. Here's Simmons busted up the middle for about 3 yards.
Good hard running by Sean.
Well, the Vikings know now that they've done their part, and that means win a football game. Well, it's not over yet, but it's getting there. But now we have to wait and see what happens with the polls tomorrow.
I'll bet you even money we hold on and win this game.
We better. I hope we do. So it's 2nd down and 6.
I might even give you some odds.
Staying in the game. Here's Jake Bridges. Jake takes the snap, rolls to his left. Look out, Jake. He's in trouble, and down he goes. Back at his own 45, and that's not a bad move. Don't throw the ball away. The blitz was on, so Jake went down.
As defensive back Matthew Smith coming from that defensive secondary, he had some kind of a safety blitz on, I guess, that time, and Smith got into the backfield and nowhere for Jake to go.
Nowhere for him to go there.
Jake's probably going to have minus yards rushing today, but over 400 yards passing.
He'll take that. So it's 3rd down and 17 from the Vikings 45. There's 8 men up in the box. They want to come after Bridges here with the empty backfield. Jake takes the snap, flag flies at the same time. He throws the ball into the turf. 10:34 to go. False start on the Vikings.
One of the linemen jumped, I think.
Number 65, that is Thalen Payne. Thalen out of Beaumont, Texas. He and his brother Thomas, both freshmen on this team.
Let's see, Vikings putting some new people in. Brandon Stedfeld now, the tight end, the junior out of Ventura, California, comes into the lineup. Who else is there? Cody Hendricks is out there right now. Khalil Smith's out there. Rayshawn Parker, both flanked to the right.
On 3rd down, Bridges rolls to his left, throws it to Hendricks out of the backfield, and Hendricks gets back to midfield, still about 12 yards shy of the 1st down. The Vikes will have to punt, but they took a couple of valuable minutes off the clock.
Almost every time a pass is thrown to Cody Hendricks, it's a positive play. And that one that's a good play. They just had a long way to go that time for 1st down.
4th down and 12, and Baum will be in to punt it away. Baum standing back at his own 35-yard line. Letting that play clock wind down. Here's the punt, gets it away under heavy pressure. And this one is fair, caught at the 15-yard line by Dalton Inlow. Good job by Baum. Good job, got the punt away.
And good coverage by the Vikings. 5 different Vikings were down there when that fair catch was made.
Well, 1st down at the 15-yard line or the 17-yard line for the Pioneers. Joe, and mentioned Nate Chitwood and his officiating crew. You know, we just really haven't mentioned him much today, and we talked about that in basketball the other night. You didn't mention him at all. It's just been a good football game.
That's the best compliment you give an official. I didn't even know they were out there.
Here comes Cooper on the run. He's looking to heave it, now throws it as his receiver settles in at the 29-yard line, Dalton Inlow, and that's enough for a 1st down for the Pioneers with 9:44 to go. They have to hustle and get downfield. They scored 36.7 points a game. That's 3rd in the conference. They've been held to 3 today.
Gregory Johnson on the coverage that time for the Vikings. He's a junior out of Port Arthur, Texas. That's, again, enough for a 1st down.
31-3 is our score. Empty backfield for Cooper. This isn't what they like to do. They like to run the ball, and that's what Cooper's going to do right here. A little stiff arm. Cooper to the 40. Gets out of bounds to the Viking sideline at the 47-yard line. Chased out there by Gregory Johnson, but it is enough for another 1st down.
You know, really, Mid-America's had quite a few yards today. But boy, the Viking defense, when they've had to come through and make a play, they've done it time after time.
Well, that touchdown, the 74-yard strike, pretty much was the end of this after the Pioneers had a pick 6 called back with a holding penalty.
I mean, that's quite an accomplishment to hold this team to 3.
Yes.
Would they score 45 points in the first half last
42
week?
42 in the first half last week. So it is 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. And Cooper again rolling to his right, throwing that way. He completes this one, and that is to Dalton Inlow. The Vikings have a lot of new people on this defensive unit out there. King's still out there, and I see Dylan Babb, but a lot of new people in the defensive secondary.
Antoine Palmer there to bump the receiver out of bounds that time, but yeah, getting some new faces in the lineup right now.
After this play, Joe will talk about the other scores that took place today, or taking place in the Heart of America Conference. 1st down at the Viking 38-yard line. Cooper rolling to his left, now stops, looking, backpedaling, throwing off his back foot. It is caught inside the 10-yard line by Dalton Inlow.
Yeah, that's a good throw that time by Cooper.
First and goal.
Yeah. Well, we got some finals, Ken. Baker beats Evangel. They win the Southern Division. They win it today 44-17. Graceland holds off Culver Stockton 30-24. Central Methodist Eagles, they finish their year with a win. They score a late touchdown. They beat Avila 34-27. Grandview wins the North. They beat William Penn 29-20. And late in the 4th, Benedictine leads Peru State 34-25.
So it is first down, first and goal from the 7-yard line. Cooper back to throw, throws it incomplete. He had to throw that one low, try to get it to Sam Van Dyke, and Desimone on the coverage. It'll be second down.
Yeah, well, let's see if the Vikes can hold again. You think they can? Just under 8 minutes left in the game. Vikings lead at 31-3. They scored early. They scored with 6:05 to go in the first quarter. Have not looked back since that time and have been in command.
Second and goal.
Vikes led it, 24-3, I believe, at halftime, wasn't it?
Here's the quarterback, Cooper, trying to get into the end zone. He's to the goal line. He's in. Ran a little option play, and Cooper runs it in for the touchdown. And so the Pioneers get on the board here in the fourth quarter. It's 31-9 with 7:47 to go.
Ken has a nice drive that time. It looks like a 7-play, 83-yard drive for MidAm.
So the Pioneers get a touchdown. And they'll go, Casillas will go for the extra point here. Cooper got the touchdown there on the first touchdown of the contest. Casillas has missed a couple of field goals, and that's been big. Ball down, kick is on the way, and this one is good. So he gets the field goal. So it is 31-10, 7:47 to go in this ball game. We're back with a kickoff in 1 minute, Viking Sports Network.
At Shelter Insurance, we could tell you that we insure thousands of homeowners, but what we couldn't tell you was their favorite room in the house. So we asked, is it your TV room with the 50-inch screen and the 50-yard line seats? Or is it the kitchen where all those terrific meals and conversations heat up? Or is it the deck where all those spectacular sunsets show up every night just like clockwork? The answer is all of the above.
See Troy Brockman in Concordia or Terry Townsend in Marshall.
At Rick Ball Chevrolet Buick GMC and Cadillac, we've got 0% financing up to 72 months on new 2016 Chevys. And bonus tags save you up to $12,000. Plus, every new and used vehicle cash back for the holidays. And no payments till 2017. We're bursting at the seams, and these vehicles need to go now. Silverados, Malibus, and Cruises with low prices and 0%. Money in your pocket, make no payments till next year. Vehicles must be sacrificed to make room, and you save big. Chevy, find new roads to Rick Ball. You'll be so glad you did.
Well, we just found out Javon Taylor has 94 yards rushing, so Joe will keep an eye on that the next time they get the ball, too. Here's a little pooch kick. Vikings will grab it at the 35-yard line. Jacoby Bellard. Bellard trying to get around the corner. Hit hard at the 34, so Jacoby went back. They were anticipating an onside kick. They kicked a little pooch kick. He went back, grabbed it over his shoulder, and gets back to the right side of the 34-yard line. Looks like Dakota Collins going to come in. He'll be the quarterback on this series for the Vikings.
Well, why not? You don't want to get Jake Bridges hurt in case there is a playoff game next week. And Jake, if he's passed for 400 yards, I'd say he's done his duty for the day.
So the Vikings will have it. Dakota Collins comes in. He started the first game against William Penn, an 8-7 Viking win. He's 29 out of 55, 2 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
Simmons back in at the running back position. Looks like Connor Parsons. He's a sophomore. He'll line up. He's out of Columbia. He'll line up at that fullback position. Give you some other names as time goes on.
First down, and they run a little end around to Khalil Smith. Khalil, left side. Khalil gets through the first wave. Khalil on his feet to midfield. He's up the sideline and finally pulled down, but not before he gets to the Mid-America 35-yard line. And on the tackle was Dominic Swillam. We've called that number a lot today.
Khalil, a freshman out of St. Louis, and Ken, he showed pretty good breakaway speed that time. He almost broke that one to the house.
So the Vikings have it first down. Connor Parsons in there, you mentioned him.
That's almost a 50-yard, 44-yard gain, I guess it was, for Smith.
First down for the Vikings, deep in Mid-American territory at the 32. Vikes are going to do their job today and win this football game. Now it's up to the pollsters.
Simmons.
Here's Simmons. He works left side. Couple of tough yards down to the 30. Clock at 7 minutes to go. Vikings up 31-10.
See who else is in there for the Vikings. We've got Alexander Nielsen, a sophomore out of Denmark. He's in there at one of the offensive line positions. Also in there, Thalen Payne. We mentioned his name a minute ago. Also, Braxton Willis, sophomore, is in there at one of those tackle positions. Heiser's one of the receivers. Try to mention as many names as we can here down the stretch.
Second down, and Collins will throw it, and ooh, that's a lateral. No, Yeah, it was. He threw that behind
David Robinson.
David Robinson. They're going to say an incomplete pass. Threw it forward, so it's going to be third down. Robinson was in there.
Benjamin Wilson, he's a junior. He's in there at one of the offensive line spots right now. Also in the Viking lineup is Thomas Payne. We mentioned Thalen Payne and Thomas Payne. So a couple of the Payne brothers out of Beaumont, Texas, both in the lineup. I guess they're brothers.
Yeah, they're brothers, both freshmen. Third down and
Must be
9.
I guess twins, I guess.
Collins wants to throw on 3rd and 9. Down the sideline, overthrows Khalil Smith. He is hit hard, and down he goes. It'll be 4th down, and the Vikings
going to kick. I think they're going to punt. Yeah, going to punt. And Bond really hasn't punted that many times today, has he? Only once or twice, I believe.
So it'll be a punting situation for Baum.
You know, and this is something you say, well, why not go for it? But you got to work on your punting game. You know, you're going to need Aaron to get some punts away. So good decision by the coaching staff.
And little wobbly spiral that goes into the end zone. So they'll get this one at the 20-yard line. Well, Joe, I think the one thing you don't want to do here, though, and it shouldn't matter, but if you give up another touchdown, sometimes pollsters may say, well, they didn't win that match. Let's bump somebody ahead of them. I hope that doesn't happen, because what Paul Troth has done here in the last 2 drives is basically put the second unit in.
Yeah, he has. And that should knock the Vikes out of the playoffs, I wouldn't think.
If they don't get in, then it'll be too bad.
This team deserves to be there. You ask anybody, and I think if nothing else, the game that really proves that's that game last week at Baker. I mean, the Vikings led that game with a minute to go against the number 2 team in the nation on their field.
Well, an empty backfield here for Trey Cooper. And he's going to run it to the right side. Tries to get to the corner and does for a first down. So they're going to try to score again here. The Vikings really have taken the foot off the pedal here in the 3rd quarter.
Vince Spears, the sophomore out of Columbia, there to run Cooper out of bounds, but pretty good gain on the play as he takes that ball all the way out to it looks like about the 33-yard line.
You don't think Paul has the same mentality that the coach at Grandview did when he was putting 90 on the board at Culver?
I don't think so.
It's first down and 10 from the 33-yard line. Empty backfield over the middle. Ball is tipped. Good job by the Vikings. Ramos, I think, tipped that one away from the intended receiver. The intended receiver on that play was Jordan Sampson. It'll be second down.
Devin Wright's in the lineup now to defensive line position for the Vikings. Taylor Palade, we mentioned his name earlier. Also in there of the Vikings, I'm not sure who number 58 is. I don't have him on my program, but 50.
Ramon Minner.
Okay, he's in there in the lineup right now.
So it is second down and 10. At least that's what we have on our program. And here is another good run by the quarterback, Trey Cooper, and he'll get about 9 yards. It'll be third down and 1. Now this is kind of interesting, Joe. Here he comes. I was going to say, Taylor not in the game. He needs 6 yards to get 4,000 for his career. And you might as well, if you're the coaching staff, let him try to get it here.
Deshaun Osborne and Angel Ramos on that last stop for the Vikings. That's third and less than a yard, looks like.
Taylor needs 6 yards for 4,000 for his career as the all-time leading rusher, Mid-America history. But it's going to be Cooper again, and Cooper gets the first down to the 48-yard line. So first and 10 for the Pioneers, but with only 5 minutes to go, they're not going to win the football game. But Taylor's probably saying, hey, give me the ball. I need 6 yards for one heck of a career.
Yeah, and why not? If you're not going to win, be sure, don't take any chances. Make sure the young man gets the accolade he deserves.
And Cooper wants to throw it over the middle. Ball is tipped, and it'll be second down and 10. I'm looking down at Taylor, and he's a nice young man. He's probably thinking, hey, give me the ball.
And they very well might not know how many yards he has. Might not have any idea.
He's coming out of the game. He needs 6 yards, I believe.
Well, I don't know. We'll see.
We're going to check again. My stats have quit working over here.
What coach would not give an athlete a chance to reach that milestone?
Brian's going to do it if he knows, but second down and 10. Empty backfield for Cooper. rolls to his right. He's had some success running. Now he backs up, wants to throw. It's incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Who'd you say 58 was Minner?
That's what got him a program.
He was in there that time. Good pass rush that time. He was right in Cooper's lap when Cooper unloaded that ball. So down under 5 minutes to play, and it's a big 3rd down. Looks like 3rd and 10.
3rd down and 10 coming up. That stops the clock. 4:43 to go. Again, basketball starts in about an hour and a half. Joe and Nathan will have that on moval.edu on the audio side of it. And we'll have
it's a little warmer in the gym than it is here.
We'll have soccer at 7 on the video side. 3rd down. Cooper scrambling, rolling to his right, looking, pumps once, throws to the sideline. It is caught, I believe, for a 1st down by Sam Van Dyke.
Good pressure that time by linebacker Joseph Trout, a freshman out of Manteca, California. He almost got to Cooper, but Cooper did a good job of unloading that.
They're going to say incomplete.
Incomplete, okay. So
or are they?
I don't know.
They've got the ball at the 37.
They got a penalty, flag against Mid-America.
Illegal receiver downfield. So another big play taken away by the Pioneers.
Well, they've shot themselves in the foot several times today.
Have they ever? And I cannot. We'll check. It's a change of possession. We'll get the official for you. If they do not get a 1st down, the Vikings get the ball, run off the clock. It would really kind of be a shame that Taylor didn't have a chance to get to 4,000.
Yeah. And you know, somebody, if the coaches don't know it, somebody should tell them. Yeah, somebody needs to let them know.
Well, it's 3rd down and 15. You're not going to win the game, so it's 3rd down and 15.
Come on, pressure,
You're
guys.
down 31 to 10. Cooper takes the snap. Again, he's going to run it. Cooper looking for 1st down yardage. He is going to be just a little shy.
I don't think he made it.
As he gets across the inside the Viking 45 to the 43. It'll be 4th down. They'll go for it here.
Mark Plummer made the stop. Mark, again, the Marshall product. So that'll bring up 4th down. Looks like 4th down and probably about a yard.
4th and 1. Taylor back into the contest here.
I'd say he'll get the ball this time.
Unofficially 6 yards away from 4,000 for his career with 4:16 to go. 4th down and 1.
Look for Taylor to carry, I would bet.
Vikings are going to win. I think it's 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon when we should know. Oh my goodness, and now a timeout. I thought there was offside, but
it would have been if they hadn't taken a timeout.
But a timeout taken by the Pioneers. We'll step aside as well. It's 4:03 to go, 31-10 Valley coming back with a 4th down play in 1 minute.
Finally here, and Jennings Premium Meats in New Franklin is ready. Brats, burgers, ribs, pork chops, hot dogs. Whatever you like to grill at your tailgate party, we've got you covered. Serving mid-Missouri for 60 years, Jennings Premium Meats has the freshest selection of meat, we guarantee. Score a touchdown every week at your tailgate party with the help from Jennings Premium Meats in New Franklin. Open 7 to 5, Monday through Friday, Saturdays 8 to 5. Find out more at JenningsPremiumMeats.com.
It's time to man up with Massey.
I have to say, Massey opened my eyes.
Drive the tractors that are pulling ahead. Powerful and efficient. This CVT is made to be driven, so drive it. And remember, Massey Ferguson is building tractors in North America, in Jackson, Minnesota, making the kind of machines that farmers need, the kind of machines that can do it all.
This isn't your daddy's Massey Ferguson.
Learn more today at manupwithmassey.com.
Or man up today at Barenberg Implement in Higginsville.
Trey Cooper running for the 1st down on 4th down, and he gets inside the 40 to the 39 with 3:48 to go. Ball at the 39-yard line. Valley up 31-10 here. Javon Taylor. They look to throw it to him. Now Cooper's pass skips in front of Dalton Inlow. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from
I've
39.
got to bet their coaching staff has no idea how close Javon Taylor is to that.
Man, 6 yards
4,
away.
Yeah, they obviously don't know because there have been several plays they could have given the ball to him. It looks like Cooper, the quarterback, he's either thrown it or run it on almost every play for the last 7 or 8, it seems like.
Now let's see if they give him the ball here. Taylor is in the backfield. Second down and 10. Cooper sends a man in motion. He's going to throw again. Over the middle. It's caught inside the 15-yard line, and that is Gio Gonzalez. It's first and goal.
Gregory Johnson there to make the stop.
3:23 to go. Vikings in control of this one, but it's 31-10 now. Again, the outcome is not in doubt.
Mike's going to win this one. The ball on the 11, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Taylor get the carry right here, but who knows?
First down from the 11-yard line.
Yep.
They pitch it to him. Taylor is out of bounds at the 9. That's a 2-yard gain, so he's 4 yards away from 4,000 now. Joe, I just hope, because Paul Troth is the kind of guy he is and brings everybody in the game, the closeness of the score doesn't affect where you're ranked at the end of the season.
No, I certainly wouldn't
I
think
hope
so.
not.
This Mid-America is a good football
Yes, they
team. I
are.
think anybody that follows the heart of America and follows college football knows that, and the Vikes are going to break a 2-game losing streak against this team.
Ball's at the 9. Second down. They can get a first down at the 1. Cooper takes the snap. He's going to throw, rushes on, throws, ball tipped, and caught for a touchdown. The Vikings tipped it, but then it was caught in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. And the Pioneers get a little bit closer to the Vikings, and that is, I believe, Gio Gonzalez with the catch.
13-play, 80-yard drive.
And it's 31-16 now. Casillas will attempt the extra point. And then they'll have the onside kick. And the kick by Casillas is on the way, and it's good. So it's 31-17 after the Vikings have a 31-3 lead. We're coming back with the kickoff. 1 minute, Viking Sports Network.
Ernie, Bob, and Homie
are ready for the action-packed season of football. It's been a hard off-season workout at Heinz Floor Brothers. Moving steel, bidding jobs, welding both at the shop and in the field, and even a few 12-ounce curls.
Rehydration is always a good thing.
But
Ernie, Bob, and Homie
are ready to go to work for you. So if you need welding, call
Ernie, Bob, and Homie
at Heinz Floor Brothers in Marshall.
We're not much on physical fitness, but when you need welding, we're ready to play. Call us at 886-7775.
Have you or someone you love had back pain for far too long, but you don't want to think about surgery? Columbia Orthopedic Group has many options before surgery, including pain management with Dr. Camp Newton. Come see what's making you hurt without the pressure of surgery with the non-surgical options at Columbia Orthopedic Group. Make your appointment with Columbia Orthopedic Group today by calling 573-443-2402.
Well, we're going to have an onside kick here. We still have 2:42 to go. Here's the onside kick. Vikings did not get it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The ball goes back, and now you better bring your first-team defense back.
I think they're out there.
Well, Paul likes, he's not going to run up the score, and all of a sudden now we've got a football game. That ball went right off of one of the linemen, and it's at the 46-yard line, and here come the Pioneers. If they can score again with their timeouts, well, they're only down by 2 scores now. Wow. Wow.
Well, Vikes still going to win it. I don't think there's much doubt, but it's going to look, the game's going to end up looking a lot closer than the final score is going to look closer than the game actually was.
First down at the 46-yard line for Cooper. Sends Taylor out. They're going to throw it. They're going to try the halfback option pass again. Swing it back to the quarterback, and it's dropped. That should be a fumble. That's going to rule an incomplete pass.
Yeah.
They threw the lateral back to
And then I bet he was going to pass. I bet Cooper was going to pass it again when he got it back.
And then they threw it back to the quarterback, Cooper, and he dropped it, so it's incomplete.
I would bet he was going to launch it again when he got it back. It was going to be a double pass. Double lateral pass, I'm betting.
So it's going to be second down and 10. That stops the clock now. And we still have 2:33 to go. The Vikings need a stop. Quick score here, and who knows? Another flag. And this one is thrown, and they may have a delay of game here. delay a game on the offense, and they call that on Trey Cooper. So after getting the onside kick, it'll be 2nd down and 15. So the ball is back at the 41-yard line. 2nd and 15 for Cooper. Takes the snap. Throws sideline incomplete. And the Vikings got that first unit of defense back out there now.
Yeah, they're out there now.
3rd down.
Mom, I got to play. I'm going to get my letter, but I'm not out there right
I'm
now.
not out there when the game's on the line.
Now checking into the Viking lineup, Stephon Seals comes in at defensive back.
31-17 is our score. But the Pioneers, it was 31-3. The Vikings made a lot of changes. It's 31-17. And then the onside kick, so they have a little bit of life yet. 3rd down. Now Cooper's going to run it up the middle. Cooper trying to get first down yardage. He's well shy as he gets to the 48. So it's 3rd down and 4th down and 8 coming up.
Jacob King there to wrap him up. So probably the last time I would guess that Mid-America is going to get the ball. So no doubt they'll go for it here. And they're going to take a timeout, talk it over. This is do or die for them with 2:10 left.
And we'll be back in 30 seconds. Viking Sports Network.
Good things about MFA More Soy for good reason. More Soy features high-yield genetics and the latest weed control tech year after year. That keeps More Soy soybeans at the top of independent university trials. Locally proven in your environment and your soil. More soy. More choices. More expertise. More potential. Backed by world-class service. Available at MFA and Ag Choice locations.
It's going to be 4th down and 8. The Pioneers need this one. If they don't get this one, the Vikings will get it back.
Like to see the Vikings get a stop right now.
Yeah, I like that.
You don't want this game to end up looking like a barn burner because it really wasn't.
So on 4th down and 8, Cooper back to throw to the sideline. Incomplete. Vikings will take over. And Joe, through all this, something else you have to wonder is that Javon Taylor right now is 4 yards shy of 4,000 yards, and if the Vikings get a first down, he's not going to get that.
Again, I would bet the coaches didn't know it, and somebody should have told him. Maybe nobody knows it except us. Who knows?
Man, somewhere up there, somebody on a headset somewhere's got to be saying, "Hey," because that would be quite a feat.
Yeah, and the young man deserves it. He's a good runner. He's impressed me today, and the Vikings have done a good job with him. They've kept him under 100 yards, right?
Now the Vikings can go into, it looks like they're going to go into the victory formation. They can do that a couple of times.
I'm going to run to the sidelines. I'll see you in a minute.
All right, Vikings are going to get the win as Colin takes the knee. Well, the onside kick gave the Pioneers one more shot at it, and the Vikings trotted out their first team defense immediately and a 3-and-out. So this was a 31-3 game. And the Vikes will take the clock all the way down again. And then run a victory formation again with Collins. Down to 8 on the play clock, 1:29 to go in the game. Collins will take the snap, drop to a knee, and they'll set up another 40 seconds. I tell you what, that gives credit to Paul Troth. He is not going to run up the score if he can help it. Again, Taylor is going to be, we think, is going to be held about 4 yards shy of that 4,000 for the game. The Vikings letting that play clock wind down again all the way down. They'll snap it one more time, and this should do it as Collins takes a knee, and when they set it, that's it. The Vikings do not have to snap it again. So Valley's going to go 8-2 on the year They're going to win this game 31-17. It got a little closer than I and others would like, but it's a win for the Vikings, 31-17. The Vikes go 8-2, and now we wait and see if we'll get into the playoffs. We'll be back and start the postgame 1 minute, Viking Sports Network.
Shift into savings at your local Kubota dealer. Right now, you can get the subcompact BX, the compact B or L series, or the bigger MX special utility tractor with a low down payment, 0% APR for 84 months, and a full 6-year limited powertrain warranty. See your participating Kubota dealer by December 31st. Now for December 31st, 2016, call toll-free 1-800-794-4992 for details about costs and terms. For complete warranty details, see Kubota.com or your authorized Kubota dealer. See Marshall Service Company, 1714 West Commerce in Marshall.
On the lot with Matt Hare at Omaha Ford. Matt, why should I come here for my next vehicle?
Pete, because right now we've got the greatest service department, the greatest showroom in Saline County. Not only that, folks, we did it all for you. Get in here, see my new service department, see the new showroom, see the new 2017 Super Duty. Let us help you with your holiday meal. Ask us about all of this, and we'll show you what we can do for you. See me, Matt Hare, Greg Anderson, Dwayne Lewis, or Ryan Woodson, or visit us at ElmerHareFord.com.
Well, that Viking defense was solid all day, and they had a 31-3 lead. Then the Vikes went to the bench, and a couple of touchdowns by the Pioneers, and the Pioneers then got an onside kick, and here came that first-team defense, 3 and out, and then the Vikings able to run out the clock and win it by the score of 31-17. So here's what happens now. We wait. The Vikings are 8-2. Grandview won the North, and they are in the playoffs. Baker won the South. They're in the playoffs. The Vikings are ranked number 12, not in. You take 16 teams, but there are several teams that have won conferences that may be behind the Vikings, and they will get in. One of those is Robert Morris, where in Chicago, where Denny Honold is the defensive coordinator. If they won today, they're going to get in. The team that we're really watching now, because Eastern Oregon defeated, we understand, Carroll today, so they're going to be in. The one we're going to watch really closely is going to be Arizona Christian. They played Bacone, Oklahoma today. They're a heavy favorite, but they have 3 losses. They're 6-3. They won their conference, but they are ranked 25th. They have to jump over about 5 teams. They have to get to the 20th spot to make the playoffs. If they get there, the Vikings are not going to make the playoffs. It's as simple as that. If the Raiders tomorrow put Arizona Christian at number 20, and the Vikings, even though they would be 12th, will not make the playoffs. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. The announcement will be made, I believe it's at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, but we'll let you know on KMMO tomorrow night on Joe's Sports of All Sorts, and hopefully we'll be talking about a Viking playoff berth, and they would be on the road. But they got the first step out of the way, won the football game, 31-17 over a very good Pioneer team. The Pioneers end their season with a record of 6-5, 3-2 in the South. The Vikings finished second in the league at 4-1. And Baker, of course, is the winner. But, boy, it would be tough, wouldn't it, not to make the playoffs when your 2 losses are but to 1 point to the team that won the North and by 3 points on the road to the team that won the South. But that's the way the Raiders will look at it, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. Let's take a break, and when we come back, Joe should have the coach with him. We'll be back. 1 minute, Viking Sports Network.
Fall is the perfect time to apply your winter annual and spring residual weed control with Authority MTZ. An Authority MTZ program offers long residual to prevent a weedy mess next spring. Fall weed control lets you get in clean fields faster with less tillage. The crop advantage of Authority MTZ allows you to plant corn or soybeans next spring.
I just want to let you know we did get through all the commercials.
What's that?
I just wanted to let you know we did get through all the commercials.
Okay, good. Take a minute here and good. Then we'll probably be done if Joe comes on. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Man.
Director and physical therapist. Using the latest manual and soft tissue techniques, we help you regain your optimal level of function. We can meet the needs of the weekend warrior to the elite athlete. We also specialize in workers' compensation, helping you get back to your job quickly and safely. If your physician prescribes physical therapy, choose Peak Sport and Spine. See us locally in Sedalia, Fayette, Marshall, and now in Sweet Springs, or visit us at peaksportandspine.com.
Well, the Vikings win it by the score of 31-17. Now we'll wait and see what happens with the Raiders tomorrow. There's not much we can do now. We'll just wait and see if indeed the Vikings are going to be one of those 16 teams in the NAIA playoffs that will be announced tomorrow. We know that 2 teams from the conference are in. Grandview won the North, Baker won the South. Let's go down on the field right now, and Joe Auld is standing by with the coach.
Okay, chatting now with Valley head coach. The Vikings, their last regular season game, they win 31-17 over a good Mid-America team. And, Coach, the final score, really no indication of what kind of game it was. You completely dominated a pretty good football team today.
Yeah, this was a game, I mean, I felt like that there was 4 really good teams in our conference as far as at the top end of the conference, this being one of those 4. And I was a little concerned how we'd play after such a tough loss last week, but our guys did a great job. And yeah, I felt like we controlled the whole game. They scored a couple late, but they're a good football team. That's fine, but never really felt like we were in danger. So I was real proud of our guys. We've got a young team for the most part, but I really feel like we've gotten better here the second half of the season.
I thought a lot of real good individual performances today. Your quarterback, Jake Bridges, passes for over 400 yards, but it was senior day. I thought 3 seniors. I thought 2 of your wide receivers, Siobhan Richardson, Jacoby Bellard, both had big days receiving, and Stephen Thayer was all over the field on defense, along with quite a few other guys.
Yeah, well, those are guys that made plays for us all year, and they're upperclassmen, and was real happy to see that, and got some big plays, so that was good to see. But those guys are good football players. We lean on them, and they did a great job.
No doubt in my mind you deserve to be in the playoffs, but I guess they're kind of like watching election returns like we did earlier this week. Some things have to happen for the Vikings to get in.
Yeah, I think we did what we could do. We put ourselves in position, but we won't know anything till tomorrow afternoon. But our kids are excited about the opportunity, and hopefully we'll get that opportunity and get another week of practice.
Again, I don't think there's any doubt you deserve to be there. And boy, you guys, 3 good games to end the season. 51-3 over Evangel. A great effort last week up at Baker and a losing cause, and a very good game today. Looks like you guys are peaking at the right time. Could be dangerous if you get in the playoffs.
Well, we hope so. We'll be on the road if we get in, and that's okay with us. Just to get a chance to play another game for our seniors is awesome. So hopefully that's what's going to happen.
Coach, great job. Hope to see you again, probably on the road, but hope to visit with you again next week.
All right, thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Joe. Thanks, Coach. And we're going to have to wrap things up. Joe's heading over to the Burns Center. He and Nathan Gertz will have the 2 basketball games in about an hour as Culver Stockton in to start conference play. And Chaz and I will stay here. We have conference soccer at 7 against Grandview. The soccer will be on the video, on moval.edu, and the basketball will be on the audio on moval.edu. So join us for all of that activity. It's a busy day in Marshall. Final score 31-17. We'll tell you tomorrow night on Joe's show, Sports of All Sorts, if the Vikings are in the field of 16 for the NAIA playoffs. We'll find out later tomorrow afternoon. For Joe Auld and for Chaz Maddie and his entire crew, I'm Ken Quiava. So long from Volney Ashford Stadium, Greg Mitchell Field, 31-17. Vikings end the regular season with a win. So long.
Missouri Valley College football.
Good job. Good job.
You too.
Good job. Hopefully we'll have another game next week. I'll let you know. We'll know Monday, okay?
Okay.
Bye-bye.